sound like you're like rapping.
Okay.
Yeah.
If
You rapping now? It's
everybody,
D&D.
if everybody,
I'd
is
pay
ready.
$5 to see Josh rap.
Sure. Yeah, me too.
I would refund you. You'll be fine.
All right, friends. Oh, I don't. Yeah, we'll start when everybody's in roll 20. That was usually. I forgot that is an indicator. I did not notice we were not all in. Once we are all in, I will consider us good to go. Good to go. Let's just go over this screen while we wait. Great. Very, very cool. Then let us begin, my friends.
We didn't actually change the screen, by the way.
We're about to change the screen. Don't worry. There we go. Very cool. Okay. Neat. Let's. Oh, jeez. What happened there? Okay, no. I was just being weird. There. Perfect. There we go. All right, friends. If we are all ready to jump back into the world of Faerun and the land of Chult, underneath the forgotten city of Obo and into the tomb of Annihilation, our party of adventurers, the last time we saw them, had just defeated the guardians of one of the tombs of this tomb, as it would be. A screaming skull in the guise of a young woman. Our party fought off both her and the many glass spiders that poured from the walls to protect her. Our party having to fight through the sort of skull-crunched trap. A little bit of frustration there. Managed to overcome both the guardians and the trap itself. After pilfering into the sarcophagi with the snake-like figures carved into its sides and into its lid, our party found within the wrapped bones of a snake-like creature and a staff in a snake-like form. When Alexandria went to grab the staff to investigate it, a spirit with green smoke created by green smoke, poured out of the mouth of the staff and apparently whispered into her ears and to the ears of all those else in the room to let her in, that she would be good. And Alexandria resisted this creature's influence. Identified the staff as a object that can turn into a great snake and has quite a bit of power behind it, a unique magical item. She then handed it over to Brolin, who also had to face off with the green smoke of the staff that poured out of its mouth, whispering those same words, and Brolin too resisted the staff's effects. Holding on to it, he is not yet attuned to said magic item, but it is in his inventory. Our party then advanced further into the tomb, finding themselves a giant adamantine fan. Did a little dicking around with that to try to figure out how to get past said trap, finding the entire floor to shift downwards and activate the fan, sucking in whatever prey to a gruesome demise. Our resident wizard, Alexandria, easily found her way past this device by taking Valfine with her through a dimensional gate, one of her many spells, and as she, or not dimensional gate, dimension door, as she cast the spell, its form had been altered in some way, forming the great guise of the tomb guardian, and you were sucked into its gaping maw and popped out on the other side unharmed. Just some sort of odd magical effect taking hold on Alexandria's and Valfine's spells. You entered into a chamber with a 20-foot pit at its center, another sarcophagi, but this time instead of snake-like figures carved upon its lid and on its sides, it was great monkey with a big big toothy grin. Also, inside this room, outside of the 20-foot pit, were 3 chests, each of onyx, rust, and what looked to be ice. You tampered around, found some keys inside, managed to very cleverly use the mage hand of Valfine, which also formed into a very skeletal-like figure, its flesh slowly decaying to this point upon entering the tomb, and managed to click each of those locks as the keys only seem to turn from the inside. The buttons on the sarcophagi that were investigated and seen previously each released with each click, and the party was able to click down each button, Valfine doing so at the safety of the top of the pit with her mage hand, a very useful tool in this scenario. Upon doing so, the lid of the sarcophagi, which was before unmovable, turned to crystal glass. Through a slow and painful process of hitting the glass with a slingshot, Alexandra began to crack away at the exterior, Whifflespark helping with a very expertly bold piece of stone going through the fan as he cleverly activated it to add that extra hit point, and we finally shattered the glass itself. Upon doing so, the eyes of the creature inside, a mummified, wrapped, ape-like figure came to life. The eyes ripped open, yellow, slitted, and the great toothy maw curled across its mouth, tearing away at some of the wrappings to form its face. Inside of its hands was a gruesome, very, very mean-looking mace. And that is where we left off last time. So we're going to start our adventure today by rolling initiative.
I'll roll your initiative.
It's my favorite thing to do.
Get a die. I rolled a 4. I needed to roll much higher than that.
Yeah. Don't die.
No promises. I rolled an 11. Oh man. It's gonna be good.
I need a Brolin roll, and is Victor in or out?
Victor is out. We can handle this.
Without a tank, really?
I have a shield.
That doesn't make you a tank.
I only need a
I think we
Brolin
should have.
initiative.
I think we should have. Oh,
I don't think we should have Victor. I don't think it's worth the
One vote.
experience loss.
Sounds like one vote for, one vote against. Valfine, were you for or against? Did you say for?
I mean, 4. Yeah.
Alexandria?
Neutral.
Neutral? That would mean that Victor is joining the fight.
Gotcha.
Wasting experience. I need more experience, damn it.
You know what? I think
You also need to be able to make it to the end of the dungeon.
Oh, you're
Alex.
voting. You're voting against.
I'm gonna vote against. I think
Okay,
we'll be fine.
it's
oh,
even.
you're gonna die.
It's even. So I'm going to roll a percentile dice. Above 50, Victor's joining. Below 50, Victor's staying out of the fight.
On 10.
He is joining the fight.
Can we actually just have it so that the XP is docked from the people who wanted him in?
No, unfortunately.
Damn it.
This is the way. Okay.
I poke Jacob.
You want him?
Jacob,
You
get to
pay for
decide.
it.
Alrighty. We are starting with Brolin. Brolin, you are the first to go. You hear the glass shatter. Outside of that, I don't know if you hear much anything else. Nothing else has happened outside of that. The glass has shattered, so I don't know if you know what's going on. What's up?
Talking's totally a free action, right?
It is. Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to warn Brolin that something's happening, I think that is enough of an opportunity. That's fine.
Yeah, I would have upon seeing this undead monkey with a mace coming out of the thing, I would have shouted like, "We've got a problem in here!"
All right, perfect. Then Brolin, you know there's a problem in there.
What's the problem? Okay.
It's a monster.
A monster?
Not that much conversation. I don't think.
We've got We've got a monster in here.
There you go.
We're wreck on every
Can't I
time.
move?
Yep, I'm unlocking.
Did you really not trust me?
Okay,
You don't want to stand there.
Brolin, as you step. Okay,
Well, no, I wanted to make sure. Is this
Oh.
like the? Yeah, I didn't.
you can go in Wiffle Spark space. You just can't end your turn there.
Oh, okay. What do I do? Wait. All right. Give me a second.
Well, they're probably coming out, you realize.
Do you guys need my help? What are you doing? All right, I'm gonna cast a spell.
All right, what you casting?
Just gotta do my napkin. That's how druids.
You do have to finish
Yes.
this movement though.
Well, you can move there, cast the spell, move out of there.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Does it work that way, or do you have to Can you not finish your movement?
You can not finish your movement. It's just like if you move to attack something, and then you still have movement left, you can move to attack the next thing.
I know. I just don't know if you can. If he can stop and pause in the same space. Let me just take a peek. Ivy, can you stop movement?
Yes.
You can?
No, I can cast the spell.
Oh, okay. I just want to see here. You cannot end your movement in another creature's space. Just period.
Yeah.
So the events play out as such. Player 1 moves their character into a square behind the monster, attacks, ends their turn. Player 2 moves their character into a square behind the monster, attacks, and then moves to the square adjacent. Yeah, you cannot end your move. So the full move cannot end. So you can't end your move in his square.
Okay,
Well,
so can I move?
that exact definition you just said, the player 2 moved into his space, attacked the monster, and then moved out.
So player 1 moves their character into the square behind the monster, attacks, and ends their turn. Player 2 moves their character into the square behind the monster, attacks, and then moves to a square adjacent. Just say. I don't understand what's being said there.
So
Exactly what's happening with Brolin is being said there, where he's moving into the same square as his friend.
It doesn't say anything
Making
about
the
a friend here, though. It just says player 1 moves their character into the square behind the monster.
Yes.
Right.
Behind the monster, which it has nobody in it, right?
It
Yep.
does now because
It does now.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then player 2 moves their character into the square behind the monster attack. Ah, okay. I was very confused by the wording there. I was like,
it was not worded very well.
okay. So yeah, never mind. You can. I did not remember.
okay, excellent. I am going to cast Conjure Animals. It has a 60-foot range.
Yes, it does. It does indeed.
And I am
You're
going
about to have more problems in there.
I am going to summon.
You could cast
I think, like-
them across heat. Can you cast them in empty space?
Yeah.
Okay, they're gonna drop 20 feet.
They'll take damage. It might be better to cast them on the upper wall up there.
You can cast
Okay.
them here.
Casting Rain of Dead Snakes.
You can see these three. You can see these squares
dead.
effectively around
Okay.
this thing.
Velphine doesn't like that.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
To us, it would look like the
So
trap.
I'm
just getting worse.
casting. I'm casting. So I believe I can cast 2 challenge rating. I can
So yeah, 1.
2 beasts of challenge rating 1 or lower.
Yeah,
I'm going
2
to summon 2
and
what are they called? Deinonychus.
How do they spell that?
DEINONYCH.
Are those better than tigers?
US. They
Or
have
dire
they-
wolves?
They have multi-attack.
Okay.
So do tigers.
All right, 2 of those. Well, that's what he chose.
have-
Okay.
have three-
Yeah,
these have
it is a
three
much more
multi-
Brolin thing to summon, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Which squares did you want them in? Does it matter?
Yeah, right there.
Right there or right here?
That's fine. That's
Okay,
fine.
cool. All right, and then
I don't-
do they roll their own initiative?
Yes,
Okay, let me get their initiative. This is going to be for both of them. Is that okay?
that's fine.
Alright.
Roll initiative. I mean, the rule says roll initiative for
each?
for the. Well, The summoned creature has friendly to any
Roll
companions.
initiative for the summoned creatures as a group. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that's their group.
They obey any verbal commands you issue. I shout out, "Kill whatever's attacking them!"
Yeah. No action required by you. Perfect. Okay. They will follow your command.
Okay. So you guys see wispy face spirits turn into a bunch of vine-like
Oh, I like that.
vine-like raptors.
Yeah, the magic sword just curls in around the blades across the pit, and they form right there. They kind of look up. I imagine they have those sort of glowing eyes of magic almost kind of situation, and they hear your command. And they look to Alexandria and Valfine. Brolin, that is your action. You still have movement left over.
Yes. Where is my team? There it is. And I will move back.
Okay. And then that is turn.
Wiffle Spark, we gotta do something. Do something.
Wiffle Spark, it's your turn.
I guess I hold an action to shoot my gun
Okay.
at the monster when I see it. I'm not sure what the monster is.
Holding an action. I'm gonna say that's that's probably blue. Holding an action to shoot your gun when you see an enemy, effectively.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
The thing that isn't a dinosaur or one of us. Yeah.
I've given you a blue marker, so we know you're holding an action. Okay.
Oh crap! Treasure chest came in view first. Sorry, buddy.
All right. So, the creature down below inside of the sarcophagus, that huge grin had already curled its way across its face. It will use 15 feet of its movement to stand as it pulls itself from its dusty grave. So it's going to be no longer prone. It should have had this on there, but it's no longer prone. And it is going to look up at the edges of its pit, take out its, it already had its sort of mace, and it just swings the mace in front of it. And as it does, we see a cascading wave of purple magic shoot forth from his being and sort of echo across the room, very much like an arcane blast from like World of Warcraft mages. And I need both the the dinosaurs, which is what I'm going to call them, so I'm not even going to attempt the situation, Alexandria and Valfine, to all make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Counter spell, maybe?
And this is not a spell.
Okay.
It is a
Great.
magical
It's a
item.
feature.
It's okay. I do really well on wisdom saving throws.
I believe in you.
I actually
Okay.
feel kind of good about that.
Twinsies.
All right, I'm going to make the rolls for the raptors, wisdom based. This is for 1, and we're using the first roll. This is for 2.
Oof.
Wow, they are not very wise.
Go figure.
Wait, us or the raptors?
All right.
Oh, you guys
Yes.
are fine.
Get out of here.
So you see this wave cast over both you guys and the dinosaurs, Alexandra and Valfine, and as it casts over, you immediately start to feel this sort of seeping fear come into your heart, but you shove it away, you cast it away, effectively pushing the emotion and recognizing it as something completely foreign to you, not your own feeling, a magical effect for sure, and you shove that away. You see that the dinosaurs immediately get that primal look of terror as if they're staring down a predator. They seem to have been affected. That is that, and it is going to... Oh man, yeah. It's gonna... how much movement does it have? 50, so yeah, it could do 10 feet of movement. It's gonna... Because it's got a 10 feet of movement to climb. Can I move this to the back? It's gonna climb up on top of the floating disc. And that is the end of its turn. The dinosaurs have to spend their turn running as far away as they can. And then as their action, if they would dash, if they can't, they dodge. So so they're each taking the dodge action. And yeah, you see them run to the corners of the room, scrape on the walls for just for like a few seconds, and then like dive into like defensive positions, like just completely freaking out. And then they both are going to make, I believe, new saves. Let me confirm. Yep. Okay. For 1, for 2. Okay, they both stay afraid. Valving.
Bonus action. Disengage. Roll backwards.
It is not. It is not
5
within. It is not within
Okay.
5 feet of you. It is 10 feet down. So I did make a thing
All right.
to help us. This should help
Very
us
good.
understand the situation.
Nice. Okay.
So
You thought ahead.
he's here. You're here. No contact. So you're good.
I would like to. Whoop, my map is freaking out here.
Thank
Ah,
you.
yeah,
Ed.
there we go. Thank you. Appreciate that. It was
Yeah,
like
that's pretty
it was
awesome.
like sliding around in the corners.
No, you're good.
So kind of like seeing the thing bust out of the crystal immediately is just
Yeah.
like a reaction.
It's-
Is pull out the bow.
It's got the mace in its hands, looking up. It's looking like it's gonna get ready to try to climb the fuck out of this pit.
Just gonna lean over the ledge and just kind of, pull a Legolas down the
Yeah,
hatch.
absolutely.
Let us roll with the longbow. This is not sneak attack. And go.
Okay.
22.
That hits. Is this a magical weapon?
Yes,
Whisper. Yep. Excellent.
it is indeed.
Then spend the arrow. 8 piercing. All right. Let me just confirm. Perfect. It shoots right into the shoulder. You see it go through dust, kind of cascading down the armpit from the impact, and the full pierce all the way through. And it just looks up, still malice on its face, ready to kill. That's your action, Valfine. I believe. Do you get 2? You don't get 2 yet.
Rogue.
Two attacks?
Rogue's
Rogue
okay, too.
never gets 2, buddy.
Ranger,
Sneak
gotta
attack
get
is
those
my
Ranger
gimmick,
levels.
okay? I gotta I have to
gotta have
5
get
levels
a
of
tank
ranger.
up
That's
there.
too much.
Oh, you're right. It's so much. Yeah, that's long term. Never mind.
That's okay. So after the shot, she just kind of looks over and goes, "Shit, well, let's go." And touch Alexandria, just kind of waiting for the dimension door out.
Okay. You stay where you are. You touch Alexandria.
Not moving. Yep.
Okay, not moving. Got it.
Aren't we going to fight?
Can
All right.
I think we should fight.
we can fight, but that thing is coming up here fast. So
The real question is, can you
End of your
let
turn.
that thing go through the fan?
mm-hmm. That's why I'm occupying this space. I'm hoping for the best here.
Well, if you get it out here,
Did
it
you
has
have?
to taste you.
Did you have?
And I'm
movement?
standing on the pressure plate area.
Me, I still have movement, yeah, but
You should move into the upper
Yeah.
part
I
of
mean,
the room.
yeah. Did you want to move?
like in the back over here.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to touch you if we need to get out, and I need to see down the hallway.
Okay. I also don't want that to wind up
I
next to you with a mace.
I mean, I'm gonna move.
Okay.
Yeah, you should move, and then Victor goes, and then Alexandria goes, and then you both appear on the balcony on the opposite side of the big pit from us,
Okay.
and everything is all good.
You moving, Valfine?
Yep. 25 feet right here.
Right there. Okay.
Knock another arrow just in case nothing happens before the
All right.
next turn.
Roger. Victor's turn. Since he is here, he knows there's danger. You scream there's a monster. We've already heard. I don't think we've heard an arrow fire. We heard a growl of a creature. There's quite a bit going on here. I think he can piece together. I'm just going over some stuff really quick. All right, perfect. What does this have to be something he can see? You have to see it? That's such a son of a bitch. Damn you, magic missile.
Magic missile has to have some weakness besides.
Yeah,
stupid.
it's
I
the
know.
one
It would be
drawback.
so late. It would be pretty stupid if it could fire.
I know it's around the
corners.
corner. Oh, I don't miss, even though I
That
don't
would be-
see.
That would be
it.
cool. Goodness,
You
goodness,
as a
goodness.
DM would have outlawed that.
I know. As a player, I wanted it. Damn it. Yeah. Fuck. I'm trying to think of what he can do in this situation. Being on this side is rough. Just want to see if he can do this to anything. No, this wouldn't help you. I'm trying to think if he has anything like utility-wise to actually aid right now.
See, this is why I said he shouldn't have been in the fight.
He shouldn't. Yeah. If he can see it, he can do a lot.
I don't see you pull anything, Alex.
Well, I'm prepared for you guys to come out, and I'm sitting next to a pressure plate for when it makes it through the fan blade.
I think he.
How are we gonna get out if we have to put our feet on the pressure plate?
Well, you were gonna teleport out. I was saying, the Sioux monster is gonna try and crawl its way out.
Okay, since he doesn't have a situation where he can like thoroughly get in there right now, effectively, he's instead going to, because there's, I promise you guys, there's nothing he has here that can utilize you in the moment.
How dare you? You didn't try hard enough, Ed. Jeez.
Well, he would try
I swear.
really hard to do something about this, but he's instead, I think, going to assess the situation. He's going to cast message, pointed in the direction of Valfine. What is the range on that bad boy? 120 feet. He definitely knows where you are. He's going to point in that direction towards you. He's going to. You hear a voice inside your head. What is going on?
Tomb monster broke the glass. We're coming out soon. Just hold on a second.
Get out here or expose the creature. And that's like probably everything he can say in the moment. He's then going to move up, and that's action, movement. He'll just chill, I think. Alexandria, it's your move.
Okay. I'm gonna run up here. And I guess I'm gonna resist the urge to just blast it.
I was gonna say turn it into a fire pit, man.
I mean, I want to, but most of our party is kind of just standing back and doesn't want to get in here. And
I
Or
really
can't
would like
get
to get
in
in
here.
there.
We lose the mace if it goes through the adamantium fan.
Well, we'll just let it get out here through a secret passage. Secret tunnel.
He's making a lot of assumptions here.
There has to be
Okay.
a not dimension doorway into that hallway.
I mean, it would be from this side to get out, I'm sure. And we don't really have the time to look for it now. So, yeah, we're gonna dimension door.
Okay. Are you staying in Valfine's spot for sight purposes, or are you? Let me see what you can see. Oh, I mean, yeah. Technically, you can see this far, right?
Yeah.
So it's 500 feet.
You might as well
Yeah, you
go
could go
down
there.
there.
Dimension door you don't need to see, though, do you?
No, not at all.
Oh, you don't have to see. You
Nope.
just
As
go
long
any
as you know.
direction. That's right. It has
Mhm.
damaging effects.
Mhm.
It's safer to see, I guess. Yeah. You spend the spell slot. What level spell? It's a third level.
Fourth.
Fourth. Okay. You spend fourth level spell slot. You have two of those, right?
Well, this is my last one. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
Mhm.
That's not one from your ring, right?
No.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. You can move. Where'd you want to move? With Valfine.
Let's see. I'm just double checking the specifics as to where we can go.
I believe it's 500 feet any direction. If you go too far, bad things happen. Obviously.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know where everybody is, so I
Oh,
am
just
going
place
to
yourself on the back balcony. Both of you are ranged.
right here.
Who cares?
Woo! That was a good guess. I guess Valfine can be right next to Victor.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Hello. Hi. Okay.
So yeah, we watched the giant
All right.
bearded face open up, and we step out of
And
it.
eat us.
Yep. It eats
Again.
you, and you move. through the portal and out of danger.
Oh,
You should probably also lose your concentration on.
Oh wait,
your
whoa,
platform
no, that
thing.
still goes.
I mean,
Oh,
I can just decide not to have that be a thing anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So yeah, I will also drop the tensor spell.
Okay, you're dropping the tensor spell. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Roll 1d6 for me.
Sure. All right. Yeah, I'll do that. 1d6.
that's not a fireball.
All right. You hear a thud and a cry of a creature in the other room. At the end of your is that the end of your turn, Alexander?
Yeah.
Okay. Brolin, it's your move.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Brolin, are you concentrating on your creatures?
I
Yes, you are. I'll mark you with concentration so we know you're doing that.
Oh, you're back. What happened?
Nothing. Just a normal day.
What happened to my raptors?
They got
Stuff.
feared.
Oh. What the hell are you fighting back there?
Demon monkey
Demon monkey.
from
Well,
the
the
grave.
raptors. Well, the raptors are gonna try to take care of it, I guess.
No, they're afraid.
Give them a minute.
Is there anything else you want to do on your turn,
Check the
Brolin?
old watch,
Issue a new command to your creatures.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look like. Kill the thing.
Okay. Yep, that command is heard. They cower in the corner. You can hear the scraping and the cries, but your command is heard. That's a free action to give it a new command. And you still have your action technically, if you want to hold it for anything, but up to you.
I can't. I would like hold if it came closer to us, but
Okay, yeah. If that's turn, Professor Whifflespark.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna wait for the thing to come out of the tunnel since I have nothing else I can do.
Okay, yeah. If you're just chilling there.
I'm gonna keep my gun ready to
Keep
shoot
your gun
it.
ready?
If it.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Okay, on its turn, he is going to attempt to climb. Let's see.
Are we gonna kill this thing via it climbing up, getting pushed off by the fan, falling 10 feet, climbing up, getting pushed back by the fan, falling 10 feet?
It's what you wish. I mean, could, but there are other things in this room. So let's see. Though that would be funny. Not impossible. Okay, climb. All right, strength. Okay.
Nope. Nope. Don't want none of that on the side of this fan.
There's no like thing to show. I'll just do this. This works. All right. Okay, we hear scraping on the stone within the chamber. These guys are going to continue staying in this corner and each make a roll. For the first one on the left. On the right. They stay afraid. Nothing.
God damn it.
Well, I hope someone has a plan. And
I mean, we could
I
just
will-
leave it in there.
I looked at Alexandria. Why don't you just fireball it?
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back up a little bit behind Alexandria,
Okay.
so I have like a better kind of like a better angle on this here.
Yeah, 10 feet.
If it I'm gonna hold an attack for the thing to come down the hall if it somehow doesn't affect.
Okay, yeah, you're
The trap.
holding
Yep.
an action. All right, and it is Victor's turn. I think he's going to see that you have both made your way out, and he just, you're going to have to teach me that spell. And he is going to, God, in this situation, he's much like the rest of you. I think he's just going to hold a cantrip for anything, and I think he'll get in a similar position to where Valfine is for if anything comes out. Do you think that thing's going to make it through?
It looks determined.
Alexandria.
I'm gonna hold a fire blast or a firebolt.
A firebolt? Okay. Holding a firebolt.
Actually, would I have 5, 10? I think I have a. Yeah, I can see it coming farther away from back here. So, yeah, firebolt.
Holding a firebolt. Brolin.
Would you two get your... Kevin, stop fighting! Stop scraping at the wall. It's a sign of weakness.
Well,
I said, fight him.
Yeah, you issue your command.
Little Spark, what do we do? How do I make these raptors more effective?
What are you doing on your turn, bud?
Nothing.
Okay, Whifflespark.
I'm
Build a
just
metal
gonna
raptor.
hold my action again. just
Continue to
say.
hold your action. All right. Okay. Let's make another roll here.
what is this game?
All right, we hear another.
It's gonna pancake itself.
All right.
Well, this might work.
I mean,
The mace. Oh, I can't. I don't know about the mace. Never mind.
Let's see. We'll do.
We have all been sitting here, not
One,
just like
two.
watching this
Shit,
hallway
God!
Nothing.
for like
Same
15
thing.
seconds.
Holding your action. Do you want to hold the same same action, or something different?
Me?
I'm asking Valfine.
Oh.
kind of look back at Victor like,
This thing's gonna be a pin cushion once we can see it.
okay, and turn around and hold an arrow still. I
He
mean,
does-
that thing is not getting through here.
He does the same thing. He says, "You're the one that was in there. What the hell did it look like?"
It was undead monkey with a giant mace.
What?
No, it
The
wasn't
end
a
of
giant-
his turn, Alexandria.
It was a respectably large mace, one which a small monkey could wield.
I don't know. I didn't get a long enough look at it. Okay.
He's a monkey? How, what kind? Like a gorilla?
Same.
No,
Oh,
a
God.
literal monkey.
Same thing on your turn, Alexandria.
Yes.
Brolin doing nothing, or issuing another command. What's up?
Kevin, Samantha, do something, please!
What,
Alright.
did he change his gender because it wasn't brave enough?
Kevin and Samantha.
Whifflespark.
Kev-
Same thing.
Same thing.
Watch this thing climb halfway up and fall again.
All right.
I love how it doesn't do anything to the Dionysus.
It can't. It's in a
They can't get out of the pit. That's the worst.
No.
Did it roll a
Should've.
9?
Yeah, I just
Is
was
that what
unable
that-
to climb. You just hear the scraping and the horrible just horrible screaming coming from the other room of frustration.
We should have just started ass blasting it.
The reason there is still an initiative right now is because there are creatures summoned by the players in here. I would call this good and see what you guys do from there. But there is a spell that belongs to Brolin still in this room. So
So you're
the
saying
Master
it's
Wisdom
Roland's
check
fault.
soon.
I have to play it out. He has a spell that's still in here, unless he drops
Roll the-
concentration.
Roll the wisdom save.
I am. All right, this is for left, and this is for right. Oh,
Hey!
right breaks.
Oh, did we
That's
get?
fine.
We got one.
All right, end of its turn. It is no longer afraid. It shakes its head, realizes that it truly is Samantha, and it is going to. It's going to do what its master called for. Valfine, same.
I don't know what we're doing, but I'm just going to hold.
Victor, same. Alexandria, same.
Yep.
Brolin, continuing your command, doing nothing.
Tear him up, Roland. Come on. What are you
go.
doing?
I'm Give me a minute. Get him, Samantha. Get him.
Professor Whipplespark holding.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we
I
go.
love that the thing is still trying to climb out of this.
You can't even.
I mean, I'm not the one who put it in a pit. Nope.
No.
All right. This one is going to
The
move
struggle.
forward and fuck. He got a command. He's going in. he's gonna take less damage by leaping onto the sarcophagus first.
Oh my
So this also counts as a pounce.
It will totally
does.
count as pounce. Still going to suffer from fall damage because pounce I don't think counts right now. Oof. All right, it's going to collide into the mummy at the bottom of the pit with a full pounce, and that will be, let's see, so it's going to make, so yeah, if it moves at least 20 feet straight forward, I believe it did so, absolutely, because it had to jump down, and immediately dropped. So forward and then hits with a claw attack on the same turn. Okay, so it has 3 chances to do so. Chance number 1 made it with a 9. Very nice.
No.
And nope, it's not a crit. Unfortunately. So
9 plus 3 slashing.
that's for if it was a crit.
Oh.
So
just 9.
9. Yep. We hear the screams we would expect from a pit with a dinosaur and a mummy in it. The screeching, the primal screeching, is definitely at a very high amount here. And then let's see. He has to make a check or be knocked down. I am playing D&D with myself. All right. And
Yeah, I love this. It's my favorite part.
all right. Strength check.
Actually, we can go and get that mace.
Not making
You
it
still
happen.
can't make it.
So no, this was to not get pounced on. So he is pounced. So he's knocked prone, and he can make 1 bite as a bonus action. Very nice. So the creature is prone, and the bonus action is gonna happen. It's gonna happen with advantage. So let's do this.
It should have its other regular attacks too, because that's.
Oh, it will. It will. Don't worry. So it's gonna do its bonus action.
Alex
for
is
the
like, all the actions, get it over with.
Though. Okay, so
Just
that
kill-
is definitely going to hit for 10.
I want these Dionysus to kill it.
And then we have 2 claws.
How ridiculous would that be? Like, you just kill it with the summoned mobs.
I mean,
While sitting here eating, like, drinking coffee.
We're just waiting, drinking. If there's a fur ball in there, oh man, you got a crit.
so... Okay. Yep. We just hear the tearing and the slashing down there. It's getting quite vicious. Samantha is being the best Samantha she can be. It is Valfine's turn.
Well,
No,
how
it's
about our other
Kevin
buddy?
has to roll
Kevin's
his
got a
wisdom.
wisdom save.
Yeah,
Oh
he's
yeah,
got a
Kevin's got a wisdom save. At
Kevin's
the end
got
of
a
his turn.
wisdom saving throw.
The end of his turn, he makes a wisdom saving throw. He does not succeed.
Kevin!
Valfine. Holding.
You know what, guys? I don't know what the hell's. And then that's the end of my turn.
Samantha's fighting the whatever it is. Samantha's kicking the shit out of it.
Victor in his turn looks down and says, Are those raptors? And then Alexandria.
He throws a fireball in frustration.
Holding Alexandria.
Yeah.
Just a seething sigh.
All right, Brolin.
Keep going, Samantha. Keep going. Kevin, get in the game.
All right, Whiffle Spark.
This is like Pokemon right now. That's all it is.
It's literally a
I guess-
cage match.
I am looking around for something cylindrical
You
that I
wanna-
can roll down the tunnel.
Spend your action looking for something. You can do that if you want.
Yeah,
Make a perception check.
not coming at me anytime soon.
Did you make a check? I didn't see it.
I'm making one right now.
Nothing in the heat of the moment that you can see that's grabbable. Maybe something on you, but nothing around you.
Oh, okay.
All right. Boy's gonna. Here back up. Okay. He's no longer climbing, so let's get rid of that.
He's
Okay.
prone.
All right. He unprone. He stands up for 15 feet, and Well, you guys can't see what's happening in the pit, so I'm actually just gonna
Make noises.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
take these and put them down here like this, and put them in the invisible zone.
No.
All right, very cool. There is still technically a hand down, a mage hand down here, so I'm just gonna leave.
I
that.
just
Actually, did it leave 30? It can only be 30 feet from you, right? Or can it be 60?
it dispels if it goes out of range. It just pops. It's
Is
gone,
it 60
so.
or 30 feet? It doesn't matter. It's
ooh.
gone.
Yeah, I mean, I lost sight of it in the first place. So
Okay. All right. So, well, you lost sight when it went into the chests as well, and it was
ever more than 30 feet.
Okay,
30
yep.
feet away.
Okay, so let's figure out what happens. Everybody just chill while I play D&D.
So nice weather we're having, guys. In here in
Okay.
Cholt.
In general, though, we're just need to be ready for something to come out of this tunnel, whether it's a dinosaur or a Sioux monster.
Or the
Dinosaur
balcony
will never
collapses
make it
beneath
out.
us. Yeah.
Can
I
I
know.
start on my long rest?
If only you could. These are happening in 6 seconds. You're adding 6 seconds around to your long rest
Yeah.
of oh my god, so many seconds.
He's gonna be ahead of
All right,
everyone else, though.
cool.
You're only gonna wake up 5 minutes early.
Let me see. Right. Just need to see a condition marker.
This lasts up to an hour, by the way.
Or until they die.
Okay.
Yeah, methinks they'll die
That's
first.
how that works. Okay, cool. How long does that last? Just a sec. Okay.
There's like green sparks and light coming from the other room.
Oh, jeez. Wait. Oh, yeah, it did. Okay. I didn't even think about that. Holy shit. All right. You hear a screech from one of your creatures. And it is cut short.
Well, there went Samantha.
Yeah, that was Samantha.
We're gonna. Yeah. Yeah, you heard a pretty alarm. No, you didn't hear anything. That's right. Where is? Oh, there it is. Got it. All right. Jesus. Holy crap. What is this?
He got a crit.
condition?
He got a crit, didn't he?
No. This is getting so silly. I love it. Okay, yeah. Oh, wow. That's fucked. All right.
You gotta tell us.
I mean, you can't
No.
technically see. I don't have to.
He doesn't have to tell us shit.
All right.
What the hell's
so...
going on back there?
All we can hear is squealing and wet, squelching
And
noises.
it's yeah. That's it effectively. Yeah. Back to
Scrapes and
conditions.
slashing and
I'm not used to dealing with all these conditions. There's a lot going on here.
They are ripping and tearing until it is done.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right.
I expect the Sioux monster to come shooting down the wall at me.
Just moving with like.
or
super
it teleports behind you.
speed. Oh
Yeah.
my god! All right.
Well, behind me is pretty safe. There's a brawl in there.
How long
Or
does fear
a
last?
It's dependent upon the mood, and it's called frightened. It's a condition. Okay. Here we go.
pit.
Okay, I believe that is getting past the AC. Perfect. I am going to. Oh, that's enough. That's enough to end. Okay. Yep. And you hear a loud and very dead thud, and then the sound of a body to the ground. Okay. Perfect. That makes sense. And now it's Kevin's turn. Let's
Spacey?
see what we do here. Very cool.
No.
for Kevin.
God.
Nothing.
Just kind of a. I'm just gonna cover her face with her hand for a second. Hey, Brolin, how?
So I looked away for a second. What just happened?
You heard definitely what sounded like the end of a dinosaur in the other room.
Oh,
Samantha died. Kevin's still afraid though.
Doing what she loved.
Okay. All right. I'll just.
What did she love again?
Okay,
Yep.
you're holding. Victor's
Hold-
holding
hold-
Alexandria.
eating monkeys.
Same verse as the first.
Brolin?
Should I end it? Should I end it, guys? Do we want to just end it?
If
I mean,
Kevin
she's
can break
not
free,
gonna-
we get some more free damage, but
Yeah. Let's give it one more round. Let's see if Kevin can actually find his balls.
All right, Wiffle Spark. Holding.
I guess I'll hold some more.
Okay. Make some moves here.
I believe in you, Kevin.
All
Oh
right.
shit!
oh, here it goes.
Okay. Boop. Oh, wait a minute. That's there, and then okay.
Did it make it out of the pit, or did I hear another thump?
You heard a thump.
Things go bump in the tomb.
Okay. And let's see how this goes. I'm dealing with very low intelligence creatures right now. Just letting y'all know. the situation.
Alright.
It's just funny watching a mummy slowly bludgeon itself to death via climbing.
Let the gods sort them out.
Let the gods sort them out, indeed. All right. Okay. Kevin is. You don't hear the scraping anymore from Kevin.
Kevin.
Believe in you, Kevin.
All right. Valfine holding.
Yeah, just hold an arrow.
Victor holding. Alexandria holding.
Yep.
Berlin holding. Or
I say compassionately, I believe in you, Kevin. Do it. Avenge Samantha.
Wiffle Spark holding.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try this again.
I'm half expecting some other creature to come out up the stairs or something.
It's something
and just
else.
Be, like,
Yeah.
crushed by all of our held actions.
Nope. Scraping and screaming. All right, Kevin had his command from before. I think he's just going straight. I think Kevin's going straight down. I don't think Kevin's just going for it. Okay, yeah. All
Too
right.
bad, Kevin.
And let's make Kevin disappear because we don't know where Kevin is. He went. I think you just briefly Wiffle Spark, and those who can see all the way down the hall, you just saw just the very gung ho look of a dinosaur, like big tongue hanging out, like ready to just jump in and then into the darkness. And probably followed by a lot of yelling, I imagine here. So let's see how this goes. Okay.
Oh,
Holy
Okay.
shit!
And it's gonna
Kevin.
be. He's got to make a check. So we're gonna do that.
Kevin, we love you.
No. Okay. Oh my god.
It's just
All
gonna
right.
pancake itself before it even.
So these.
This poor mummy.
And one of these.
I don't know. I'm fine with it.
And then one of these. So wait, did it go through? Oh, that one's a no-go. Okay, cool. All right. So a lot of screeching, a lot of screaming, a lot of primal activity happening in this other chamber. Valfine holding.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you every time.
Yep.
Victor's
Nope. I'm
holding.
good. Yep.
Alexandria
Hold an
holding.
attack.
Yep.
Yep.
Roland holding.
Get him! Get him!
Yep.
Wiffle Spark is holding.
Yeah.
All right.
What happens when you throw a mummy and a raptor into a blender together?
I wish my pet was here.
So you could
Oh,
could
God.
watch it.
It could be for you. She could use the help action.
Okay.
I could use magic missile.
Fight Club of Annihilation.
Use lots of things.
Oh my
if you had
God.
your-
You hear the
Pet.
same screech from before that gets cut halfway.
Oh my god.
Alright, so this and this, and then it's gonna be one of these.
I'm sorry, Ed.
I do not want to get hit by that.
Yeah.
It hurts.
It seems
Okay, you hear a body drop to the ground. Okay,
Good job, Kevin.
combat.
It's totally Kevin who survived.
Combat is effectively over right now.
Do I feel my spell fizzle?
Oh yeah, it's done so.
Okay.
So eventually that thing's gonna try and crawl out of its pit.
All right, Ed. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
No, you're good.
Works for me.
You can hear the scraping in the other room for sure. And
So-
before probably a minute, the scraping will end.
It's going to climb up. It's going to hit the pressure plate and be blown off the platform.
It doesn't know where
Repeatedly.
we are. It's not even gonna come here.
Do I see it cross the back at all?
A minute passes by with the scrapes ending. Another minute. Probably about 5 minutes pass before. Make a perception check, Whifflespark.
Kind of bummed out. I wanted to see what was in that sarcophagus.
Well,
Other than an undead mummy, of course.
Okay.
we're still gonna see. It's just gonna take a little bit, I suppose.
You gotta get past the fan though. How? Are we gonna...
Yeah. So you definitely would I think it's a situation. I know exactly what happens. There's a very very brief situation where you see it from a distance, and it's just sort of like peeking and curling around, sneaking effectively, but not enough for you. You're able to see it around the it's made its way out of the pit, and it's sort of sneaking its way around these daises, and around the chests, and it's just, you can see just it's like a turn in the glow of the eyes, and then like a skitter, and like you definitely know it's active in that room. You can take a shot. It's gonna have a pretty high AC for it. If you want to take a shot, go for it. Okay, yeah, that does not hit, unfortunately. It bounces, since you're shooting through a fan, past daises, and it's like...
that didn't advance anyways.
And it is unable to connect, and the shot is enough noise that the creature seems to just
Did you get
duck
him?
out of view.
Back there, though.
Okay.
Do we need to fill that room with fire?
Well,
Hmm.
technically, I think the fireball would hit everything in that room.
Technically?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could even get the pit. Fireballs have big ranges.
I mean, if we're willing to waste a spell on it, I suppose, but
Well, I need to rest here pretty soon. I don't know about everybody else.
I mean, I'm
Yeah, I think it would hit everything in that room.
whatever the plan is for you. Oh, sorry.
Well, do we have any spots that we feel are safe to rest?
We could go back to that room with where the screaming skull was. That seemed pretty dormant.
Yeah, that one seems like the safest room.
There's only one entrance in there that we're aware of, anyway. If that's what we want to do, but do we
could
want to
camp in this hall.
reactivate the mouth while we're?
We could also camp in this hallway. This hallway is a pretty safe little cubby.
Yeah. And I can place sensors so that we'll know if anything comes near the opening of the hallway.
We could bubble.
We could bubble.
Hell, we could bubble. Actually, if we're good for this hallway, I want to do two things. We'll camp up in the hall, but I will also put a sensor on the entrance to the fan hall in case that thing sneaks out. while
Okay,
we're resting.
so you're casting ritual spells for Alarm and Tiny Hut?
Yeah, it'll be 20 minutes total, right?
Yes.
And then we'll be... I guess we're gonna full rest? Are we able to do that yet?
Who are you asking?
You.
That you're able to full rest?
Yeah, because you can only make so many in a
In a
period
day.
of time.
Yeah. I would say time of day. Let's see what's everything you guys have done thus far. I would say it's feasible.
Okay. Well, if that's what everybody wants to do.
That works for me. I don't have a problem with that. It might be good to have everyone in tip-top shape. We have no idea what's coming down the rest of this place.
Okay.
I guess I start building number 34 or 44.
Okay, well, before we launch into our rest actions, we're making an alarm. Yes, and that is a 3x3.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it right at the entrance of the
Here.
hallway. Yeah.
Okay, and then you are making a bubble, which is also a 3x3, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Lehman's tiny hut. All right. Two things that you notice when you cast these spells, Alexandria. By the way, where'd you want the hut? Here or here?
Let's try and put it more towards the mouth. So like
More towards
something.
the mouth, like here?
Yeah, there you go.
I'm also gonna do a ritual as well for alarm. Mine is actually an alarm being set up in the skull room. Like
Okay.
an actual mechanical alarm.
All right.
It's like an old-timey, is it an old-timey alarm clock, like with the
Yeah.
hammer? Or... Oh, nice. Very good.
Very, very good. All right. So the when you go to cast your spells, Alexandria, first with the alarm spell, as the runes sort of set into the stone, you see that they are sort of altered. They seem to shift and churn before your spell solidifies and becomes effectively invisible to any eye but your own. And those charms sort of churn, and you can just see what looks like skulls sort of just like moving underneath them, and they have horns upon them, symbolizing that same face. And as you cast the your Lehman's tiny hut, the sphere takes hold of the majority of the hallway. How tall is it? Do we know how tall the sphere
I think it's
is?
15. It's
15 all directions, so it covers this entire area effectively, floor to ceiling, because the ceilings in the hallways are only 8 feet. On this side of it, I don't know if Alexandria would notice this since she's casting it from within and she can't leave, but any who are entering into the space for the first time would notice that you want to be on the other side? Where are you going? Oh, in here?
Oh, I was casting my alarm in this room because I still don't trust that wall.
Okay, yeah, give me a second. So yeah, the we would just sort of see us like sort of the rippling faces on the outside, also looking like many souls suffering within. But the minute you step into the tiny hut, it looks exactly as from this side as it normally does. So you would definitely see sort of the effects of the spell on the outside, seemingly disturbing. Whifflespark, you want to cast an alarm as well?
Yeah, but on this side.
All right, where would you like to put it? Here?
First, that's a reason. Probably actually closer. I'd probably put it around me, centered where I'm at.
Around you? Okay. All right, and where are our tokens going to be for the night, and who is doing watches, if anyone?
Brolin will do a watch.
I'll take 2 shifts because I sleep
Okay.
less.
Whifflespark will be doing a watch because he is going to be slowly assembling 44 as part of his long rest. No one is quite sure where he's getting parts from, though.
Nice. Gotta
I
a
assume
holding there.
Mechanist.
Okay. Interesting.
Rolling, you're not gonna get in the bubble.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
directly not.
brave boy.
Any interactions before we start the mechanical portion of the long rest?
I'm good, I think.
Just kinda...
Yeah, nothing really.
Okay. Who's on first watch?
I'll be first watch.
And second and third, Valfine.
Mhm.
Is there a fourth?
I guess I'll take the fourth one.
Okay. Perfect. Mm. This is a long rest?
Yeah,
Indeedy.
I would hope so.
Okie dokie.
Would I be able to take the time during the long rest to perform a 10-minute ritual to get my pet back?
Sure. Yeah, I would say that it would not disrupt your rest much. Not enough to make an effect. If it is 10 minutes. Is it only 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's a ritual, so it'll
Okay.
just be the 10.
Yeah. Anything else anybody wants to just mention that they're doing during this rest?
Not really. Just keeping watch.
Okay.
Over everyone. Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. All right. I would say, as the cracks of light above, you can see daylight begin to fade and quickly shift into moonlight. Even sort of, I would say, since the bubble goes through the ceiling, it's still definitely something you can see, since it's the only light source within the chambers coming from up above. And it would quickly shift into moonlight, and you would tell that the night has sort of taken. I would say, Brolin, on your first watch, by the time you're done, the sun has set, the moon is out, and you leave the shift up to Valfine while within. You can during your shift. I think it's just sort of looking out into the darkness of the tomb, even with your dark vision. It's definitely just seems just a gaping void out around you, just going into shadows in all directions. Valfine, as you take the lead, trading with Brolin. The situation is very similar for you, even with your keen eyes. There's just a absolute emptiness to the space, and in fact, lose that. I don't want that. I just want this. Just some ambience. No music. Just empty void.
Ambiance.
Okay. The alarm spells, how are those set up for our people who set up alarms? Are they to go off in an audible sound for everyone, only inside of your head? What have you decided?
I believe it's only inside of our head.
You can have it, I believe it's an option to have it be loud in general, right? With alarm?
Let's see, I'm reading through it right now.
Yeah, there's two options. You can have mental or
Yeah,
Audible. Well, what
I'm
would you
gonna
guys
do
like?
mental.
Okay, mental. And Alexander?
I'll do mental as well.
Okay. Whiffle Spark. You will awaken to the sound of. Actually, make a perception check, Valfine, before Whiffle Spark.
Okey-dokey. Can do.
See, there's a reason I set up an alarm.
God, I rolled a 2.
Okay, perfect. Awesome.
Ugh.
Let me just see how well it would have gone for them. Let's see.
Luckily, we're in an invincible bubble.
1, 2.
Yeah.
I can't hide anything. It's kind of funny. Sorry that my rolls aren't hidden right now, but I guess not. It must be the way I've got it set up in this version. So you're just gonna see
It's okay.
everything.
Nice.
Alright. Very cool. So, yep, the alarm will definitely go off in your mind, Whiffle Spark, waking you from your slumber.
I will poke at Valfine and go, there's something out there.
Really, I didn't see anything.
Triggered the alarm.
Do you know what it is?
I guess I'll look. Do I see anything?
Sound does travel through the bubble, right?
Not.
I believe sound
Unless
does.
Kyle
We
allows
can-
it.
the sound can come into us, but nothing can hear us.
I don't know if that's true. Let me check that really quick.
Yeah, it's worth reading up again just to be sure.
Because I think I remember because I remember last time there was like a fight and we were like they can hear you breathing, and that was a reason why they were staying. 9 creatures of medium size or smaller can fit inside the dome. Spell fails if the area includes a creature larger than 9 creatures. Creatures and objects within the dome, when you cast a spell, can move through it freely. All other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it. Spells and magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it. The atmosphere inside the space is comfortable and dry, regardless of the weather outside. Until the spell ends, you can command the interior to become dimly lit or dark. The dome is opaque from the outside of any color you choose, but is transparent from the inside. Sound travels. It doesn't speak of anything. So your sound travels just like it would if you were standing there.
Huh? All right.
So that's worth noting.
Gotcha.
And something
Then
you
I
guys would know.
whisper.
Yeah, something you would know.
That I whisper to Falthine that there's something out there, and then look.
I whisper my response that I don't see any.
Should I roll a perception check for that?
No, I don't think you need to. Not with your alarm, Whifflespark. I think that. Oh wait, no, yeah, the alarm just tells you that it was triggered. Do make a perception check, Whifflespark.
Okay, or do I use my passive? It's an option as well.
Yeah, you don't. Interesting. Yeah, you don't see anything.
It must be invisible.
Comfort.
Not exactly what I wanted to hear. I guess I'll just pull my bow out and just kind of hold on to it by my side for a second.
Okay.
Just keep my ears open. I mean, we don't want to leave this bubble, obviously. So
Within about 10 minutes of the alarm being triggered, Whifflespark, you would feel the sense again. You see and hear what sounds like. I think you hear it first, and then you all sort of dart over to see. And Whifflespark, you wake up from the alarm triggering once again, as you see 2 figures. Sort of filling the gaps between the mouth, the broken jaw of the skull. Let me give you a picture.
Not a fan.
They look like this. The axes in their hand are actually on their backs. And they have tools and what looks to be toolkits, their sides. The 2 immediately step up, paying what seems to be no regard to the translucent barrier in front of them, and they put their tools down and they start to tinker away at the jaw.
Well, it shouldn't take him too long. I organized everything into the exact places it goes.
So yeah, you see them silently.
Baggies with the screws.
The only thing that you can hear from them is the shifting of their clothes. The sort of masks on them. You don't hear any breath coming from below at all, and there's no sort of movement of breath to these creatures either. They silently take to their tools. You can hear the sort of lifeless metal of that tinging as they pick them up, and they pick up the pieces organized neatly for them, taking no regard to that, and start placing them in place and begin repairing the skull.
Should probably stop that.
Or we could stay here, since we know how that contraption works.
That
That's
means
true.
that means
I
they
just
had
had
to
to
be.
step. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that if they're coming from that way, there's got to be a secret entrance.
With the attention over here, in a few moments, you see more of them in the room. One seems to come out of the shadows, holding what looks to be the skull of the child reformed, and is placing it very gently back in its place.
Okay. So these things
So
undo the
we
things
just kill
we've
it
done
before it does that?
overnight. Well, we could, and be overwhelmed by potentially more of them that we cannot see.
we can also use the servants' passages once we figure out where they are.
Yeah, do we see do we see a door that they came from?
Nope. Not one that you can see right now. You can make a perception check, Brolin, to see if you can spot anything.
Yeah.
Did they? They didn't just materialize. Had
Maybe
they've come
they
from
did.
somewhere.
Gotta remember who their master is.
I suppose.
Roland, I
Hey.
think they're your cousins.
Yeah, Brolin, you see what looks like a passage, in the exact spot Whifflespark was convinced there was. You see a crack in the wall.
Yeah, right there, Whifflespark. You were right. There's a door.
About 10 minutes passes as they continue going on their work. Are you all content to watch?
Or do we want to stop them before they actually reactivate the whole room?
Well, is the skull is the skull back in its proper place? That thing could wake up.
Oh, I didn't like the sound of that thing the first time around.
Well, actually, am I awake?
I
I think I'm awake.
I poke everyone awake.
Why?
Alexandria, we got a problem. We got dwarfs.
Oh no, there's more of you.
Yeah, there's undead dwarves. They're fixing the tomb.
Victor looks through and just says, "Nothing a few swift fireballs can't fix."
We do have two people who can cast fireball.
That is true. We're also interrupting our rest.
You can always conclude the rest. A fight does not destroy a rest, unless it takes more than an hour.
Okay. Down with that, I guess. If
We'll have to drop the bubble when we do it, but that's probably fine. And this was in one of the first two rest periods, right?
Can we reorganize where we're standing before we try to pull this off?
Probably.
Please.
I will move forward.
I would like to swap places with Brolin at least.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is probably the best position, and then we can
Yes, probably.
be prepared, drop the bubble, cast both those fireballs as a surprise.
Okay. Do we all want to hold an action before the bubbles drop? So we can alpha strike the shit out of this?
Yeah, might as well.
Which one are we aiming for first?
If we must. I mean, they all look the same.
I think we should probably
Potential
deal with the
races
two
over
that are
those.
real close, and then the fireballs hopefully will kill all of them, so we don't have to deal with it.
I hope so. Alright. Valvine's gonna knock an arrow and hold and wait for the signal.
Yeah, what's the signal? What are you guys doing?
Before we drop, I cast magic weapon on my pick.
Okay. Is that a spell slot?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and spend it. Alright. And anybody else anything before the bubble drops?
Do we want to pick one or the other before we...
I could. Ooh, you know what? I know what I'm gonna do. I'll cast Entangle.
Nothing can cast through the bubble. I don't think spells can go through the bubble.
You gotta wait for it to...
You can
You
hold
can
it.
hold something.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold Entangle.
Okay. So Brolin is concentrating on a spell. Victor's going to concentrate on a spell. Alexandria, are you doing the same?
Yeah. I mean, I would prefer it to be a fireball if we're just gonna go for it.
It's up to you what spell it is.
I am concentrating on shooting a gun.
Okay. Getting ready to shoot a gun.
Just to double check, we're all just doing this for me to drop the bubble and start
Yes.
combat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So then I'll just fireball.
Okay. So yeah, you begin to lose the concentration on the spell. I need everyone to roll initiative. And we will start.
Let's see how awake I am after just waking up.
God
I
damn.
rolled a 4
That
again.
was impressive.
Yikes, man. This is not my night.
Oh my goodness. All right. And let me get my boy here. He still has possible public roll. All right. The bubble drops. Brolin, you're the first to act. Do you want to entangle?
Yeah. So, what, a 20... Let me get a 20-foot square here.
Alarm's not concentration, right? Is it?
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't believe so either.
And even if it was, I would just drop it for the magic.
Yeah, I
weapon.
just wanted to know if this square needed to stay.
20-foot square, does that mean it's...
20, that's a 4x4. Okay.
Is it? Okay.
Yep. Where would you
Ooh,
like
who
it
am
to
I
be?
gonna- Yeah, who am I going to entangle?
I would probably place it right here. Oh, 20-foot square?
Yeah, where do you want it?
There's probably best. That way you can at least hold those guys in place.
Right here?
Okay.
Oh no, yeah. That way you hit 4. That's not bad.
Works. Is there a surprise condition that I have here? Let me see. Drowning, marked, illusion.
Surprised.
I think there is. Yep, there it is. Cool.
So it's only a 4x4 square, you said?
You said it's a 20-foot square, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done this
Yeah.
spell before, man. It's 4x4.
Yeah, 4x4 for 20 foot.
All these boys.
Unlike the old 3-5 one, which was enormous.
All these boys are surprised. Okay. So they have to immediately make checks, right?
Yep.
So for the duration, these plants in the ground, a creature in the area when you cast the spell must succeed on a strength save. Okay, cool. Just making sure that's what it said. So there are 4 of them. So 1. What's your spell save DC?
Let me check. Because my shit keeps minimizing for some reason. Spell save DC 14.
Okay. One manages to save. I'll say it's this one, and then we'll do the one just down below, which is going to be another strength, and he will save as well. And then we'll start with the one in the back over here. He will fail, and he will be restrained, right?
Yep.
Okay, he's restrained. And then the final one right here is going to he'll make a save as well. So 1 gets restrained. I believe the area is considered difficult terrain while you are concentrating on it, which you will remain concentrating to hold that
Yep.
spell. That's your action, Brolin. You have a bonus and a movement if you want to use it.
I'm gonna turn into. What am I gonna turn into? Can't turn into my giant constrictor snake, because that'd be out of question.
Otherwise, we would be all giant constrictor snake.
Dionychus time.
Okay, you want to turn into Diagnosis?
All right, guys, goodbye. Have fun at Tomb Annihilation.
Just gonna put you in. I'm gonna put you on a different layer. Hopefully, you can still see, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep, you are Dionychus. Do you want to
Quick,
use any of
steal
your
the
movement?
DM's vision.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Victor is going to cast a fireball focused in the back of the room, enough to only encompass those within it.
Right here. Do
Yep.
it.
And he is going to. He'll blow it forth. All right.
Goodbye, tomb dwarves.
Public roll level 4.
We're gonna set off that skull. It's gonna buzz out here and kill us.
Okay. It will be, let's see. So that's a total of 30, what? 34?
32.
Oh, he
32.
rolled so many ones.
Alright, so let me
Got a lot
see
of
here.
sixes though to counter it.
That's true.
Okay, cool. Yep, the blast goes off, engulfing the room in flame.
Hoping they're all bloody. Or dead. I'm okay with dead.
Hoping, yeah. Watch them be resistant to fire.
Okay.
They look undead. Undead are usually not resistant to fire. They're usually flammable.
Oh, man. Oh, they have to make... I forgot they have to make the saves. That's right. That's right. I completely forgot about that part. Okay, cool. Let's, okay, so it was 32, so 16. We'll add 16 back. All right, saves from everybody. If they're restrained, it's disadvantage on the saves, right?
From Dex? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Let me quickly peek and see. Yeah, disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, so that one will have disadvantage. So let's give all these ones rolls. The first one, let's see. We'll start in the same row that we did before. All right, success, failure. So this one will gain. What was that? 16. Yep. Yeah, we gotta do this by the books. Okay. This one takes full pain. Next is...
I don't know if it's already been
another
been brought up, but the one that is restrained, I think, automatically fails.
No, just disadvantage.
Yep, disadvantage.
Okay.
And then this one has disadvantage, so I'm rolling for the disadvantage one now. That's
You're
the
thinking
biggest difference.
incapacitated.
Oh, he... What is...
He
my
fails.
boy?
16.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, so he is where that is, and last one is going to be here. 17 is going to make it. So he actually doesn't take quite as much. Okay,
Not
cool.
too bad, actually.
All right. They are surprised, and I'm going to remove their surprised condition, so they're no longer surprised. And it is going to be, I believe, Whifflespark's turn.
Little Spark looks down at the half-assembled 44, sighs, and then shoots the bloodied one.
Okay. Fire away. That's this one right here.
Yeah.
That definitely hits. That's
That is
is that a magical weapon?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Perfect. Yep,
Oh, and then I will make my second attack, because I just remembered that I am a
it
fighter.
blasts into its head. Part of its
Yeah.
mask shatters away.
You're not a rogue. Take advantage of it.
That
Nice.
hits. Same one.
Same one.
Okay. How do you want to kill it? Just a shot right to the face.
Yeah, this is just an execution.
Double tap.
The body just flops down onto the ground. Alexandria, then, unless
That's what you-
Whifflespark, did you have anything else?
Whifflespark goes, "That's what you get for not following my diagram."
Alexandria.
Well, second verse, same as the first. Casting in the
Fireballs
middle of the room.
Okay, starting with this one, and then I'll go down, and then over and over.
Nice,
All right,
nice,
little
nice.
zigzag here. Okay, so dexterity save from our first one will be 15, which will make it.
Yeah, it's 14 for my save.
But it is bloodied.
Yeah, that's right. Get bloody.
This one
It's
down
too
here doesn't matter if it makes it or not. It is engulfed in flame.
I don't think they were prepared for this.
Start with the one up top. And it's
I
gonna
don't think
be...
they brought their hazmat
Dex-
suits.
Oh, 14 is the save, so he's made it. So okay, and it is 20. All right, and then the next one needs to make his. Okay. No. Okay. He dead. All right, 2 dropped with that second blast. 2 remain. Valfi or Alexandria, is there anything else on your turn? You're no longer concentrating on a spell. No, you
No,
said?
I'm comfy where I'm sitting right
No,
now.
I totally should have stepped forward on my turn. I'm sorry, Valfine.
It is your turn, Valfi.
I don't know what to tell you. It's fine. Just a arrow, bam.
Okay.
One's still alive, as close as it to us yet, because it's
Go for
not. It was not a firebolt.
Go for it. The jaw has not been repaired yet, so the cover is minimal. That
17.
hits.
Sick. And not close enough to be engaged, so no sneaky.
Okay, yep. It fires into its shoulder, or probably right into the chest, I imagine. Just dead on. Hits the meat, goes in.
Wait, it's surprise still, isn't it? Is this still the surprise round?
It is. They had their turns effectively. Their surprise round is the surprise effect is gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I believe. I mean, why? What does surprise do in this situation?
Sneak attack.
You know what? Take sneak attack.
Okay. Fine by me.
That
I'll
makes
roll.
sense.
I'll roll 4d6 so we can add it separately.
All right.
Oh my god!
8 was the magic number.
It all adds up to the magic number. I don't care.
And he dies. Yep. That shot
Nice.
goes like right through the throat, I think, and just sort of rips out all kinds of pieces in there, and it just drops to the ground.
All right, one more. Here we go.
Brolin.
Okay, they're all. There's just one left.
Yep.
Oh, there's just one left.
Might as well go eat it.
Yeah.
You are a
I'm gonna-
dinosaur.
I'm gonna run. That's
Here you
gonna
go,
give me the
little
pounce
Brolin.
It's gonna give
Treats.
me the pounce option.
Okay.
Go treats.
You making a claw attack?
Yeah. I'm gonna make a claw attack.
Who's the good little Deinonychus? Who's the good little?
So bite. Well, do I have to make a claw?
You have to make a claw for the pounce. To get a bite.
Well, you get 2 claws for 2 bites to get the pounce. That's how it works.
Oh no!
He makes the check to not go prone, but you do crit, so go for the damage.
He might not be alive after a crit.
Okay, so that'll be your attacks are not considered magical with your creatures.
They are.
correct?
They are. They are.
They are considered magical with your
Yep.
creatures.
He's high enough level now.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I've been since level 6.
Oh, since level 6. All right. Yep. You slaughter him. You rip him to pieces.
Ron, he shrieks, but in Brolin, that's for Samantha.
Yep. You dig into undead flesh, and rip away, killing the maintenance crew.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Hey,
Killed
Necromancer, we got some replacements for you.
You killed my janitor.
I don't know if I want to do, dwarf skeletons.
Can you bring Brolin back?
Do you have something against
Yes.
dwarves?
Only the smelly ones.
Oh, my screen went black.
Yeah,
These
that's
are
'cause I
definitely
deleted
smelly
them.
dwarves.
I can smell them from here, but it might be the burning flesh.
You
Hey,
sure that's not just Brolin?
yeah, undead flesh tastes nasty.
Do you let your entangle go, Roland?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I am gonna walk into this room now that there's there and just like glance at the crack so I can figure out where that door is.
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay.
Yep, there's there's a crack.
How much experience do we get for the janitors?
For the janitors, you get. Let's see.
It's pretty advanced undead. Undead that come around and repair things?
Were they were they albino dwarfs?
They were.
Oh, they're just like me. That's a bit bad.
I did
I mean-
make a comment that they're your cousins.
It may have just been the pallor of death.
What's everybody's level?
It's still 1 down for me. I'm
So-
still a lower level
I'm
than everyone
technically
else.
6 still. I need to sleep for 7.
Okay.
Right?
Wait, we're level 8.
Are you sure
Or
you're
wait.
not 7 going on 8?
Yeah, 7 going
Yes.
on 8. Yes.
I
yes.
am 7 going on 7.
So
a
average
while.
party level will be 7.
Enjoy that.
Okay, very cool. You will each take that much XP.
30 fire down. Oh,
It might not be much, but I will nom it. So if we keep this up, just camping here every night.
just farm the maintenance crew. Is that what you're suggesting?
I mean,
see.
it would
So
work.
you've been farming my janitors for XP, have you?
Alright, so
Wow.
you are your sleep was interrupted. The your bubble spell broken. The alarm spells, I believe, are still up. How long do those last? 8
8
hours?
hours?
Okay.
I'm gonna say 8 hours, but I'm looking.
Up to you guys how you want to spend the rest of your night. Note that if you continue on doing anything for the better part of an hour, you have to restart your long rest.
8 is correct.
Alright, I'm going back to bed.
All right, I'll finish.
The entire
my...
fight took all of 15 seconds, so
I will finish my watch.
do we want to rebubble, or I think we're good?
Probably a good idea to rebubble.
Sure. If that won't interrupt my long rest, which I don't think it will.
'Cause
Nope.
it's
Nope.
It's
Total
not the
of
better part of
10
it.
You're gonna be
minutes.
awake for like
10 minutes.
12 minutes total.
Hell yeah! All right,
Won't be a big deal.
doing it.
Okay, yeah. You cast the bubble. Same place you did before?
Aye.
Alright. The magic goes off, seals you in. And Valfin, you continue your watch?
Yeah, just kind of get out a book, scribble in her journal for a little bit, while we pay attention to the 2 hallways.
Okay. You pay as much attention as you possibly can to both hallways, keeping a keen eye for anything unnatural. Your shifts go on nothing bad happens for the rest of your shift. You give it over to Whiffle Spark, who will conclude his shift as well, sealing the deal on your long rest.
Do I
Hell
lose my
yeah.
point of exhaustion?
You do, Brolin.
Okay, now we have number 44 again. That's good.
You guys can refresh your HP. You can regain half of your hit dice. You can refresh any spells slots that you have spent thus far. Any special abilities that have a per day value, and yeah. And if you were spending your time creating anything, are you allowed to create your creature during a long rest? Is that what has to
I
be
can
done?
only create my.
You can only do it
creature
during
during-
long rest. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yep, and I believe Alexandria already specified that she finished the ritual. A lot of rituals tonight to bring her bird back to her, Fiera.
If it wouldn't have been vaporized, I could have brought it back with a spell level
Alright,
2.
Victor also gains back his spell slot. Perfect. Alright, it is a new day. The light from the cracks up above seem to open up for you, giving sort of a beautiful light that pours in. No longer an abyss. You can more clearly see things.
Well, good morning.
Oh, I feel much better.
Should we check the secret door?
Sure.
That way we can all deal with the monkey instead of just the 2 of you deal with the monkey.
So our alarm spells are gone. We're dropping the bubble. Yes, no?
Let's
'Cause I believe it's 8 hours unless you recast it.
let's be sure before we drop the bubble. Is there nothing outside waiting for us? Maybe.
Make a perception check. Whiffle Spark, it looks like you stepped out of the bubble into the
I
room.
stepped out of the bubble on this side. I'm just
Okay.
I'll check on this side, and then I will go check the other side.
Yeah, make a perception check, Whiffle Spark. Alexandria, you can make a perception check if you'd like. All right. Nothing in the room, Whifflespark, other than the bodies of the tomb dwarves. Though you would note, at least 2 are missing.
Oh, I go and take a piece out of the skull and put it in my pocket.
Yeah, the skull is just sort of laying down on here. Oh yeah, you put a piece into your pocket?
Yes, just so they don't have every piece.
Okay, absolutely. Absolutely.
I like that idea. I like it. Good call.
Yeah.
Unless it comes alive in your pocket, then it was a bad call.
Alexandria, you do not see anything on this side, not from where your angle, unless you can't step out of your bubble. But
My Hawkeye vision tells me that we are safe.
All right, good to know. I trust you wholeheartedly.
We're missing 2 dwarves.
Nothing bad could happen
We're
at all.
We're missing 2 dwarves, you said?
Yeah.
We've only ever had the one, thank God.
No, I'm saying the dead ones.
The dead
Oh.
ones.
We only have 4 dead dwarves instead of 6. Sorry, actually, Whifflespark wouldn't make that joke. That's more of a Frisian joke.
He doesn't really know. Yeah, I was gonna say he doesn't really know that, does he?
I'm sorry. Did you say you were dropping the bubble, Alexandria? I'm sorry. I didn't know if I did not hear you.
Yeah, I'm dropping the bubble.
Okay. It fades.
Are there drag marks on the floor? Any sort of indication they were dragged off? Whifflespark?
I
looked to see that since I was asked.
Yeah, make an investigation check, Whifflespark. Actually, no, not investigation. You did a perception check already, 14?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's absolutely evidence that they were dragged away at some point.
Towards the
Towards
hole in the wall?
Yep, towards the hole in the wall.
Well, do you want to push that way and see what we can find, or...
I start dragging these guys away from the actual skull face and into a pile.
Where do you want them?
Just one of the corners. It doesn't matter which one. How about this one?
Oh, that one? Yeah, sure. Yep, you start throwing them over in a pile by all the holes in the wall.
And I try and pile them all into the same square and then light it on fire.
All right, yeah, you burn them. This
Walking
room starts
Dead,
to fill
very
with
smart.
smoke, and
There's cracks in the ceiling, right?
there is, but they're very thin cracks, so it's
Oh, then
definitely
I will
fills
wait
with.
for us to do that then.
All right,
I didn't
we have 3 normal bodies and normal undead bodies, not very normal, of tomb dwarves in the corner.
Should
Would
we
you like
loot
help?
those things too? Is there anything on those things?
Their tools are sort of scattered all over. On them, they have very rough, sharpened weapons. They look rusted in places, pretty gnarly. Their actual forms, I mean, they have their armor also pretty put together, piecemeal from what looks to be many pieces of other different armors of different styles. It looks like they pieced it together probably from a corpse pile. Nothing seems to match well. And then they have a few just tools on them. What you'd expect. You got hammers, you've got nails, you've got your array of
Inferior
tools. You want some inferior tools?
I said I don't use inferior tools.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're all pretty rough. Nothing worth of value.
This guy's got an ego.
Well,
So what do we?
have you seen my tools? Nice. I've got like one of those ridiculous apron things with all the tool slots in it, but there's just a stupidly large amount because I carry too many tool kits.
You've got like tool mail, like over your chest.
Because the tools I presently have on me are thieves' tools, tinkerers' tools, alchemist tools, calligraphy tools, and smith's tools. So,
Valfin, you hear Victor. Valfin, come here for a moment.
Okay. What is it?
How deep does this go? He's looking over the side.
I am not sure.
What's your dark
Can
vision?
Dark vision is. Say 1 second.
I think
60
elf
feet.
is
That's
60,
right.
Yeah.
Yep, 60 feet
Just
as if it were bright light.
Goes into darkness.
I can't see the bottom, so it's over 60 feet at least.
This place is massive. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
You can't see in the dark.
No, I am human.
Yeah. Humans.
Well, I have my doubts about that, but
Fuck you, dwarf.
He sort of rubs the top of his ears. He says, "No reason to doubt. I am human."
ears are not the only
Haley-
indicator.
Alexandria, I've seen you, okay?
Cut me,
You are
I
not
bleed.
human. I've seen those wings.
We're all humans after all.
You're all big folk. It's okay.
Yeah, what are you, by the way? Real talk for a second. What are you? You get like those weird angel wings and you
I have never
spew
seen them sprout angel wings.
spew darkness.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah, what are you?
Did you not just hear my catchy song?
You can't be human.
Pats herself as if searching for deformities. Nope. Pretty sure I'm human.
I don't believe you.
You don't believe a lot of things.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. Were you planning on having a constructive conversation this morning?
I mean, I thought that was.
Oh, really? I didn't see any growth happening. My mistake.
Victor side eyes you, Valley.
She just looks at him. This happens all the time.
This is
You get
actually a
used
pretty
to
good
it.
morning. It's actually a pretty good morning considering.
You seem all like
not-
very close friends.
Come, come, children. Let's
Glad to
head
be
down
in
the
good
tunnel.
company.
Well,
Well, if this is the way we are going,
Oh, are we gonna kill the monkey?
I think he's fine where he is. He must
Oh.
be having a good time.
Could it have been assumed I attuned my staff? Are you gonna?
knew you didn't say anything about that.
Okay, that's fair.
What were you gonna say? Or are you gonna be a dick?
Alright, so I guess I pry open a door.
Okay, yeah, you.
Would you like help?
It would have been closed, not in the state that you saw it before.
I
Okay.
also have some tools.
Then the two of us will work on opening the door after we kick Brolin out of the way.
I rip the door off its hinges.
Make a strength check.
Oh boy.
It's designed to match the
fail.
wall with stuff.
you go to reach for a door and you can't even find like seams. Situation.
So uncivilized.
Wibblespark, you see the seam. You can easily affix your tools in there and pop it enough open. It seems to run on some kind of track, and you're able to push it open even with your gnomish strength, which is probably decent, I imagine.
Yeah, Wibblespark's actually not that weak. He has a 10.
The sound of rushing water fills the room.
If only War were here.
He would do a fist bump real quick.
You immediately see murky water, murky, dark, muddy water, Wibblespark, and it's moving like rapids, just rushing through here. It splashes onto,
Direction.
Left to right or
Slowly.
right to left?
this way.
Okay, thank you.
It splashes into this area, definitely causing the stairs to become very, very damp. And every time sort of the waves catch in here, it seems to splash up and mist this entire area.
Whifflespark, don't step on the final steps.
Not jump into the water. I ride the
you've-
dog into the water.
You've done weirder things before. I shouldn't have even finished my sentence. Carry on.
So the ceiling down below, you can see is only about 5 feet, from the water to the ceiling itself, and the water just sort of rushes past.
Oh, I'm totally not getting in the water. This is not a me thing to start with. I am tiny.
Yeah, this looks like a bad idea.
Well, this is the servant's quarter. Servant's path is probably worth.
You don't think
Checking
it's
out?
lined with traps?
Why would it be trapped if the maintenance crew has to travel it?
It's
Well,
hidden.
it would obviously be trapped, but the maintenance crew would know how to not succumb.
It seems
Yeah,
odd
good-
that they would
good-
do
good
that
one,
dance
Alexander.
on
Thank
their way
you,
to
Alexandria. I
work every
appreciate
day,
that.
but I suppose
Well, they look like they're undead. Looks like they're automated or something.
Also, Brolin, despite appearances, I will actually take your side if you speak sense.
I
And
think
you're
there's
welcome.
a better way to describe that. I think sometimes Brolin is accidentally on your side.
That is a much better way to say that. Well put.
accidental agreement.
All right. Well, anyway, yeah, no, that does. Yeah, I got a bad feeling about that. I could check for traps.
Well,
Okay.
dive in.
I'm not gonna dive in.
How are we going to check for traps?
It's a. I
Fate
could.
check.
I could. I could use a spell. Stop.
Do we have
Roland,
one of those 10-foot poles somewhere?
before you, I was just going to say, can we secure you before you go and dive off into the water?
I'm not gonna dive off into the water.
He's gonna cast a spell.
You don't know what my trap. You don't know what my spell does.
I think you should jump into the water.
Ooh.
I
I'm
think we need a
just-
10-foot pole to test the
Okay.
depth of the water.
So, I'm going to cast a spell. I'm gonna cast Find Traps. Just a range of 120 feet.
A range of 120 feet from you to detect if there are traps. Does it go through anything?
You sense the presence of any trap within range that is within line of sight. A trap for the
Line
purpose
of
of the
sight.
spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect.
So line of
harmful
sight.
or-
And it's got to be an active trap. Does it say? It just says.
The spell would sense an area affected by an alarm sound avoiding a mechanical pit trap, but it would not reveal a natural weakness on a floor, unstable ceiling, or hidden sinkhole.
Also,
The
I
spell
think it would be
merely
more
reveals that a
sense-
trap is present.
I don't think it's worth casting a spell in this particular case because you're going to detect if there's traps in this much area, in like
Where you can see
2 squares.
within line of sight of you. So, I mean, you see
so-
pretty far.
Yeah, so also it is, Oh, it doesn't. It's instantaneous.
So yeah,
Yeah.
trap for the purpose includes anything that would inflict
Well,
sudden or
then I
unexpected
guess I'd-
effect considered harmful or undesirable, which is specifically intended as such by its creator. Thus, it would sense an area affected by alarm, glyph of warding, or mechanical pit trap, but would not reveal a natural weakness. Okay. It would get like faint on the things you've already experienced. Faint like detection of on this.
Oh.
They are reassemblable traps. Oh, that reminds me. I go back to the mouth thing, and I take one of the pins and put it in my pocket.
Okay, you do.
One of the hinge pins.
Yeah.
He's
So if we have
kleptomaniac.
things that
What can we say?
reassemble traps,
Yeah.
I'm just taking bits of traps with me.
Okay. Oh, Wiffle Spark, did you leave the room?
I did.
Okay, perfect. The piece of skull in your pocket, you would have felt it. It slipped its way out of your pocket and fell to the ground.
Oh.
Before you left the room.
Hmm.
You would have even heard it sort of clatter to the ground.
Tink, tink.
What are you? Are you stealing that thing? Or
Well,
something?
I was just trying to make it not here. I tried to
Okay.
throw it out of the room.
All right, you throw it out of the room and you huck it. And it bounces right off your head. As if something threw it back. and it clatters into the room.
Interesting.
Professor,
Eat the skull.
Gonna eat the skull.
can
I
we?
am gonna take multiple pieces of the skull and then
Can
shove
we
them
not?
down random of these little tiny hallways, just so the dwarves have a harder time.
Okay, yeah, you spend 10 minutes going about trying to spread as much of it
What
as
happened
possible.
to the 10-foot pole? What are you doing?
Every time you
Oh,
throw
I
them
need the pole to test
into
the water. That's why.
every time you throw them into the holes in the walls, then every time you like get to one side of the room, you look back and the other side they seem to have all kind of scooted out. And
Oh my god!
are at
Okay,
the-
I give up on that.
the
I
edges
am
of the
picking
room.
a cotter pin though,
Yes.
or one of the hinge pins from the skull, so they have to replace that.
Fortunately, that does not leave your pocket.
Okay.
Because we'd spend another 10 minutes as he figures out how to get it to stay in place.
Yeah, it was a fun situation watching Wiffle Spark, I think.
Just
Try to get rid of all
darting
these
back and
pieces.
forth. Yeah.
Whatever force is keeping the remains here.
I hand him a 10-foot pole that I've had in my inventory.
Okay. Then I am going to go down and anchoring myself against number 44. I am going to test how deep the water is.
All right, you step down, anchoring yourself on number 44, which is a part of your person since we're not putting him out
Yeah.
until thing. Make a dexterity check with advantage since you're anchoring yourself to your puppo as you step onto the slippery floor. Okay, yep, you hold yourself. And you want to poke in from here?
Yeah, I just want to see how deep it is.
Yeah, your 10-foot pole would quickly meet stone. Only seems to be about 3 feet deep. Enough to drown you, but not anybody
Yes.
else.
Is that a short joke?
No, that's just true. I believe Wiffle Spark's 2.5.
No, it's a little taller than that. He is 3'2".
Okay, so
So-
you'd be right there. Yeah.
He's got enough to stick his face out of the water.
It would
That's
be
about it.
bad for you, Wiffle Spark. You'd have to swim in this. Everybody else would probably be okay.
I'm gonna ride on the medium-sized dog,
Oh, that's true. Your dog would be able to make its
and
way
it
there.
doesn't need to breathe. It's not alive.
Is that what you're doing?
Oh, I'm not going in yet.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to check how deep it was for if we decide that we are going in. Are we going in?
3 feet in the spot you're poking.
I mean, this is the second
Alright, let
time
me
we've
go- let me
discovered
go
a
ahead.
secret entrance for. Would you not also drown?
Yeah, how
Because
tall
of
are you?
How short you are.
Jordan?
I'm not very. I mean, you're not that. I'm not much taller than you.
You're incredibly short.
Yes. Yes, and you grow wings and spew darkness and speak in weird tongues I don't understand, but scare me.
All of those things would be better than being as short as you are,
You know what? I'm actually pretty tall for a dwarf.
and still short.
At least this is going to be entertaining.
Hey. Shall we? Can we
So, yeah.
try this?
So let's have Brolin try first because Brolin is heavy and strong.
Hey, Victor, can you tell me? You're an
So now he's
intelligent-
fat and short.
Can you tell? Hey, Victor, can you tell me? It's like you seem like an intelligent guy. Do you know any races in Faerun, that grow weird wings and spew darkness and speak in weird tongues?
The Terra folk, the Kokra. Let me think. There are many flying
Definitely an
creatures.
Aarakocra. Definitely.
Definitely not a bird, but you're getting there. Magical.
Magical, flying creature that speaks weird tongues. I feel like you're trying to corner me into demon or devil here, and I
No,
feel
no,
like I don't want to be. I don't want to
I'm
be
not
picking
saying
a
demon or
side.
devil. I'm not saying that, but do you know any other races other than demon or devil?
I don't want to answer. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it there.
Okay, but you're definitely not human, and you're probably below average height.
Brolin, you
So,
should detect
this dwarf is
traps because you're
eating
trying to
things,
trap
right?
someone right now.
Does it matter if someone is not human? I was of the mind that most people of the realms are very progressive.
Dwarves tend to be very close-minded.
Are you upset that I'm not human?
You are definitely not human. You're a gnome, little man.
Just gonna cross my arms and
Weren't
watch all
you-
this unfold.
Weren't you busy going to go potentially drown?
Brolin, make a dex saving throw as you step down onto the steps.
Should have tied him off.
Sorry, my mic died for a second.
No, you're good. Throw me that dex save.
All right. Am I in the water?
No, you're on the steps, which are very, very misty from taking so many waves around this corner.
I'm gonna use my hero token.
Your inspiration? Yeah, I'll steal that from you. You may roll with advantage. All right, yeah, you hold your ground. It's very, very slippery here. You get down here, the waves are even crashing up and hitting your feet.
Be careful, it's pretty slippery down here.
It's very loud, the echoes of the rushing water. You can definitely hear. Don't even make a perception check, Brolin. There is enough loudness in this room that you're pretty sure at some point this water drops off. You can hear it cascading. Definitely a waterfall nearby.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a waterfall nearby.
Great.
Probably leading to death.
It's probably to the east.
If you're going against the flow, you're probably fine.
Can we
How
be
powerful-
very careful?
How powerful does it look?
The waves? I mean, they seem pretty. They seem definitely to be rushing here. You know, it's only 3 feet. How tall are you, Brolin?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, let's
Dwarves
roll
are
for
under 5 feet.
let's
is
roll for
the-
your height.
Oh no. Oh wait, no, I'm 4'3". I'm 4'3".
Okay, you're 4'3". You'd only have about a foot and 3 inches over the height of the water. There would probably be a challenge for you to move through the water.
Yeah, it's a little too big for us, Wiffle Spark. Wiffle Spark.
I do suppose if
He
I'm going
looked
to
out
join.
over the waterfall. He's gone. No,
No.
not another
Yeah,
character
it's-
sheet.
I walk back up a little bit. Yeah, it's too. I mean, it's deep. It goes up to my. It'd be bad for me. It's gonna be hard for Wiffle Spark.
I wasn't gonna walk through the water.
What I'm trying to say is, there's no way I get swept away. I'm a little guy.
I suppose we could use tensors.
Oh, you know, we could have one of you tall. You're so tall though. You could go scout.
Not sure you could make it through the water, though, is the problem.
Yes, I'm frail. If I were to lose my footing, I would be swept up.
I wish I should have relearned levitate, so I could have levitated you. We could have all gotten on the disc behind you, and we could have just pushed you.
That's true.
Doesn't it sink 10 feet?
No,
So-
it will stay 3 feet above the floor at all times.
Oh, okay, so it's gonna be perfect. Perfectly
Yeah, so
level.
it could have been a perfect raft that we just pushed a levitating wizard in front of with a 10-foot pole.
Nice.
If only I had these wings that Brolin was talking about, I could just fly.
I know.
Wouldn't
No,
that
how
be?
about you use them?
I can't fly, Brolin.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
You're a liar.
I'm not. If you check the rule books, it even says it doesn't give me a flight speed.
Oh shit. Oh no. Oh snap.
I am technically
Is
correct.
there a penalty
Just
for
at the
breaking
time.
the fourth wall here?
Yeah, you take a
I
point
am
of
the
psychic
fourth wall.
damage.
It's fine as long as you don't break the 5th wall.
Yeah, then you start losing spells.
Then you start looking like that cat.
What?
The one that they put the
Yeah.
flower on top of and it starts
Yeah.
sticking to it. Yeah.
Oh,
So I guess we're not going down this. This would have been really nice to
I-
be able to get to the back end of things.
Should we
Wait,
maybe?
we'd be sacrificing.
Can
part
we
of the
send
party.
Birdie down?
Oh, yeah, we could send a bird, or
We-
you can control the water, can't you?
I was about to say.
I really don't want to burn that with such a relatively easy challenge.
All right. Valfiend, go down there and explore.
Again, with tensors, both of our height challenged races will be comfortable, and then we can make it through the water.
I could turn into a giant snake.
Also, I mean, if it doesn't obstruct the flow too much, I could just freeze the water.
Would probably be a bad idea. I'm going with
Would it
that being a
be
bad idea.
slippery? We would be sliding toward the edge.
And then the
rather
water
than
would overflow, and then there would just be water
wet
on ice.
Yeah, great. Well, if we're determined to do this,
Yeah, I'm not determined.
I
Don't you have any-
suppose.
Victor, don't you have any spells that could do something in this situation?
Perhaps
Um,
exploring a tight tunnel would be best left when all of us are at our full faculties.
We're all at our full faculties. What are you talking about?
Well, if you look, War is deep in contemplation, and I don't think he's really up for fighting right now. So
Well,
perhaps we will wait until his senses have returned to him.
yeah. War would make this easier.
Yes, I propose that
We go kill the
we
monkey.
go murder that monkey.
But
Well,
I think this is how we get to that monkey.
How are we exactly? I'm not sure. If we just
All
All
want
right,
to.
send Fiera down. That makes
Yeah, you might as well
sense.
look real quick. There's a 5-foot hedge space.
Yeah, but she had to make checks for that.
How did she?
Yeah.
Because it's a 5-foot
It's difficult
total
for her
tunnel
to
with
fly.
3 feet of water. Yeah. So
The other option is Brolin as an aquatic animal of some sort.
Ooh.
No, I'm gonna fall. No, there's a waterfall. I'm gonna fall through it. I have a better
You
idea.
have a swim speed.
Yeah, I do.
The flow of water wouldn't affect you.
Listen, this is what this is. You send me a one-way ticket to die.
Are you that out of shape?
Yeah,
You can't swim up a gentle stream of water?
that's not gentle.
I mean, for something for an aquatic animal, that's gentle.
Sure.
Salmon
turn
can
into a
swim
salmon.
I'm not
upstream.
turning into a salmon.
Turn into a fucking salmon.
No. I don't even know what a salmon is.
Why do you refuse to help us?
Oh my god.
This is very much a Brolin puzzle, but Brolin isn't helping.
Oh my god. Listen, you want to see my water
speaking
form?
of weird,
You
how
want to see
about
my
a
water
dwarf
form? You
just
don't want to. You don't want.
turning into animals at random?
You don't
That
want
sounds
to.
like a good way to get us to forgive you for not doing anything.
You don't want to see Brolin's. I think it's like a fucking. He turns into like a fucking seal or something.
It's a walrus.
The other options that we have are going down, trying to figure out a way through the crystal, or trying to figure out a way through the fan. And I don't see a way through the fan, unfortunately.
I begin to cast control water.
okay.
That would also work.
Yeah. You want
I
to
didn't want to
Moses?
do this. I didn't want to do this, but I will part the fucking Red Sea to get this dwarf to stop complaining about freeing his people.
Is that
Oh
a
my
10?
God.
What's the concentration on that, Alexander? 10 or
I think it's,
Is it 10
I'm pretty
minutes
sure
or-
it's 15 minutes. I'm
Okay.
checking.
Also, make sure it's not 1. If it's 1 minute, we have to do initiative. If it's 15, we can probably not roll initiative.
Yeah, it's definitely more than like a combat length. so-
Yeah. If it's a minute, we would roll, but if not, then it's fine. I can actually roll.
Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. You can use it for a short amount of time. Just definitely keep in mind the restraint on that. So you cast the spell and want to part the Red Seas, Alexander?
Yes, we might as well. Everybody will have to fall behind me.
The red babbling brook.
I will never not be impressed. Azia. You step over there. Yeah, what position do you take? To cast the spell, Alexander. You definitely got to be near the water. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. You
Okay.
move it out of the way. Just make that dex save for me, just for fun. As you're going down these steps.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you hold your
Wow.
footing very carefully. And this is a concentration spell, right? Yep. So.
Yeah.
And you part the water effectively for 10 minutes because this is only 3 feet of water. I can consider it easy enough for the entire party to be able to move about the water area without being sequestered by it.
How do you want us? There we go.
The minute it's cut off, the water will dry out very quickly on this side and disappear even without Alexander's magic. But the flow seems to just crush in from the side it was coming from.
So we've got like 10 minutes, so we should probably just do a quick glance in both directions. I think I see stairs about 20 feet over.
We're going left.
The monkey's probably this way.
I mean, we are very able to move comfortably. It goes up to 100 feet.
Okay.
So, we can just...
Yeah, I can imagine the spell kind of curving around the corners as your sight takes hold, Alexander, and you're able to control the water.
It turns it into a trench, so that we can walk through. And since it's only a 5-foot space, I like to think that
It's kind
the
of
water
pushing it on
is-
either side.
it's forming it into like a
tunnel.
1-inch wall of water that kind of coats the walls.
I like
so
it a lot. I like it a lot.
we watch it flowing rapidly across the sides of the wall. So we're like in a little wind tunnel of water.
Yep, you are indeed.
So
Okay.
we rush our way through this.
I don't like the water.
All right, yeah, you make your way through. Yeah, you guys can start moving.
Why is there a box around?
This is the door.
It's defining the room, but it's not actually there. That is just the effect of the map. This is just a tunnel.
Oh no, I was saying the.
This
Why
box.
is there a box around Alexandria?
Oh, around Alexandria? There isn't a box around Alexandria. Not from
I
what
don't
can
see
see.
the box.
Let me quickly move you guys. Just 1 second, one at a time. Don't move when I get you to the other side yet. Wait till your companions join you. This is
Do we see a
how.
stair
this is how
anywhere?
maps work.
Were we able to search for? I guess whoever isn't concentrating on the spell.
Yeah,
Should
you
be
want
looking
to
for us.
search? I mean, I'll say the way you described it is super cool, but it's also hard to investigate the walls through the murky water. I mean, you could probably pull away parts of the wall so that people can investigate Alexandria if there's a specific spot you guys want
All right.
to.
If the way I'm doing this water is going to make it hard for us to see the
No,
walls,
it's super
then
cool. I'm just saying you would have to pull it to the side for people to see. Literally, if a stream of murky water is blocking your sight of a wall, you don't see the wall.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can easily peel back because I think the idea is really cool. I just think it would have to be specified that you'd have to peel back portions and it would be a pause point.
Well, what I could do is just make it so that it ramps up and over our heads.
Always up and over. Yeah, it works too.
But then we won't see anything on the ceiling. All right, new plan. The water is only 3 feet up on the sides, so we can still.
Okay, yeah, sure.
That being said, who's going to make those perception rolls? Because we've definitely probably passed by the
Yeah,
monkey room by now.
I think we've passed by the monkey room.
Yep.
Right above us, probably, right? I mean, if we... Yeah.
Your passives don't show anything.
Can I roll a perception?
Don't bother. There's nothing. I won't make you waste a roll.
All right, so
Nice.
we're going. So this is not connected, probably.
Yeah. Because that situation will just be you crit and go, and I go, nope. You go, ooh.
I think this is where Fiera saw last time.
All right, I have to do another pass up for you guys, so let me transfer people over. One at a time.
We'll probably want to rush back to that other stairs then. Once we get free.
Other stairs?
Yeah, there's stairs the other direction. From where we started.
Oh right, well, because of there's the manhole that we came in on, right? So
We just passed the manhole just now.
yeah.
I think we're about to pass the manhole now.
Yes, you see it ahead of you. Oops, sorry, Valfino's grabbing your character on accident. I thought it was.
You're throwing me all over the place. It's weird.
Yep, the manhole is right ahead. Do you pass under it?
Might as well. I know what's up there.
Okay. To the other side then. Let me move people over.
Is that waterfall sound getting louder or quieter?
Oh, the waterfall's the other
quieter.
direction.
Much quieter.
Yeah, the other
Alright,
direction.
let me
Yeah.
grab
We're going
your-
against the
okay.
water flow right now.
Well,
Don't
I'm
move.
wondering if it splits off into another. Like, we could be hearing another waterfall.
All right, Alexandria, as you turn the corner, you see as the water pierces away, there is something before you that does not manipulate to your spell. A green smoke seems to fill the chamber, or a yellow smoke, rather, and I actually have something to read here.
Ugh. Okay.
Yellow smoke sounds bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. So, yeah, you see a very large buildup of what looks to be a yellow smoke. It is completely encompassing floor to ceiling. As the water moves out of the way as you approach, it seems to trickle down below. Not getting any closer to you, but it takes up the space that you are sucking away with your spell. You do see ahead as well, Alexandria, what looks to be a stairway.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to get through this somehow.
Can you raise the water? And push
I-
the smoke out of the way, and we just make it still, so
I
we
can
we
actually.
can swim under.
At the DM's discretion, what we could do is shape the water into a wall, and then I can move the water forward, which would block the smoke. It would push it backwards. However, if at any point we pass the source of the smoke, it'll just flood into our space.
Behind us. Yeah.
So would we be able to do that?
So you're saying to like put up a wall of water and disperse the smoke?
What we would do is essentially bring up a 5-foot line of water, and then we would advance with it into the smoke, the smoke can't permeate the water, so it would just condense it back.
He's making a water wall.
Yeah.
To push the smoke.
Okay, let me just check something.
Conversely, somebody could throw something explosive in there.
Okay. Okay, understood. You want to try to do that? It smells of rotten eggs, too, by the way.
That makes sense.
Oh.
So we could back up, and I could toss something explosive down there. Or Roland could.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be
Alright.
careful, probably.
Berlin, I need you to turn into your raptor, and I'm going to tie this big lighter around your neck.
No.
Produce flame. He can just toss flame down the hallway.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm much like the idea of Urukai
I'm gonna
Berlin
cast produce.
rushing under the wall and blowing himself up.
I'm gonna cast produce flame.
Okay,
Gonna
so you
shoot
have
a
a flame?
Yep.
Do you generate that based on where you can see?
You can toss
Here-
it.
Yeah, I
He can.
toss
Yeah,
it
he
like a
can. He
fireball.
can throw it.
So he kind of rubs his hands together. He's got a little fireball. He tosses it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, you
And,
toss
and then
it.
Brolin
Roland.
runs. And then Brolin runs.
No, nobody move. Stay exactly where you are when you toss that. Other than
come
Alexandria.
back.
Yeah, I was about to say I moved
let
back.
I'll let Alexandria move back in the scenario, but everybody else stay where they are. Alexandria, Where were you before? You went here, I believe. You immediately moved up.
Well, I got stuck. I was trying to go all the way in the
Yeah,
back.
you
but it
did. All right,
stopped.
so this happens immediately. This happens immediately. Brolin, and as it goes in, we watch it, the light form and pass the shapes of this smoke. And as it goes through, we see just this pop, 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 pop. A blast just radiates in this tunnel and goes off with an explosive vigor. I would say, let's see. Okay, that would be everybody but Alexandria and Victor. Please make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Hey, that's good for the rogue.
I don't have evasion yet. Oh wait, yes I do, because we're level 8. We long rest.
No!
I will remember.
I will use my flash of genius. I have to see if I can do it for other people too. Oh yeah,
Oh.
I'm using my. I can only do it on me or one other person.
Who are you doing it on? It's your reaction.
I guess I'll do it.
I don't have a Valfine roll.
Yeah, can I use my inspiration?
Yeah. Let me
Okay.
steal it from you.
Gonna do that.
Actually, I'm not gonna use that. I have a better thing I can do for that. I might use. I can't use mine either.
I like to think we saw Brolin like looking back and smiling with a thumbs up as he turns into a silhouette against the bright light of the explosion.
A lot of people are taking these flames. What are you doing with your spark, Professor?
I'm not gonna use that. I'm
Okay.
just trying to.
So is that everything?
I am going to use, instead of first level spell, to give myself resistance to fire, I guess.
Is that a reaction?
Yeah.
Okay, yep, you can spend the slot and give yourself resistance to fire in this moment. And it is now time for fire. Okay, so the blast engulfs Brolin and Whifflespark quite well. Each of you takes 28 points of damage. Whifflespark, you have resistance. And Valfine, you saved. So I believe with your rogue stuff, you completely dodge out of the way of everything.
0
there.
damage. Doesn't go half anymore.
All right. And Whifflespark, that would be 14 points of damage to you.
So you're supposed to let us back
Weren't
up.
you gonna warn us before you explode an entire tunnel?
Here, I'll apply the 14 to you.
I'm pretty sure that you are fired now.
Hey, I was the one that took the most damage.
The gas is gone. It still smells terrible. But before you, Brolin, it does seem to have completely dissipated.
All right, I'm gonna cast
You've done it,
Yes.
Brolin.
Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay, is that a first level spell?
Yeah.
Go ahead and spend the spell slot. And give yourself 9 points of healing.
Brolin didn't even catch my joke.
I should be fine.
As
He's got
you-
rotten egg in his ears.
As you
He
guys
can't-
approach, there's still that faint smell, but it's very distant now. Yeah, you see before you, Whifflespark, since you seem to be stepping up first, a set of stairs that leads up to a solid wall. You would also spot what looks to be a pot of some kind that has sort of shattered on the ground, and you can see what looks like a probably still little bit lit candle sitting at its center, along with what looks to be a burned up coiled rope at the top of the stairs as well. Completely, all these things are scarred, are stained. But
Brolin
there's-
just set this trap off as the trap that we were supposed to find coming the other way.
I will give this to you as well because of the way the trap on this side seems to have been coiled. Without making a check, you can guarantee the fact that there is a door up here, regardless that it is secret.
Oh my god. I'm gonna also check around the corner.
Oh yeah, the passage seems to continue on.
Do we want to go into the crystalled off room, because that's what this is.
Yeah, that lines up space-wise. However, I think because this spell does only last 10 minutes, we should see what we're working with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
you know that there's
I agree.
probably 5 minutes have happened already, Alexandria.
See something down there.
There is something
Oh,
down there.
fuck.
What?
What?
That would have sucked. Oh, I'm sure we would have been fine. But no, if I had been hit
You
by
had
that
failed? Yeah, I know.
concentration,
That's why when you were like, I move, I'm like, okay, I'll give it to Kyle because he jumped in real quick to be like, get me out of here. He could
yeah,
hear,
Brolin
hear
was
it
like,
coming.
I want to cast Control Flame. And I was like, I am out of here.
Oh wait, okay. So let me. You can move yourself
We
forward. one,
would
Wiffle
have
Spark.
been washed
And then
away.
let me lock everybody really quick. As Wiffle Spark turns the corner, Alexandria's spell sort of helping him move. And let me describe what you see.
He is
before
also
you.
riding 44.
Water pours from the cracks and seams in rough walls of this cavern, whose floor is a muddy pool that flushes out into the tunnel beyond. You can hear what sounds like a very gentle waterfall. Just above the pool's surface, a large treasure chest dangles from rusty chains embedded in the ceiling. And I will unlock us now.
Okay.
Oh.
Then, as soon as Alexandria is close enough that I can see, so she can see into the room, I will continue.
Okay.
Because I don't want to continue without you being able to control the water.
Excuse me.
I mean, it's 100 feet. Like,
Yeah, I know, but can you see? All right, there we go.
You
This
see
thing is
dangling.
literally at my my forehead length height because it's dangling just above the water level. So that means it's
It
3
is.
feet up.
It is much higher in this chamber.
Oh, is it?
Yep. It is about 12 feet high in this chamber. So this thing is dangling from a chain, and it should be. Let me see how far up it is.
So is there a slope down?
Oh
into
wait,
this chamber?
no. Yeah, it says just above the pool surface. I take that back. It's just above the pool surface. So yeah, it's like at your head.
Wiffle
It's
Spark,
specified
should
that.
I take care of this when no one is standing next to it?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I will
Back
assist
away.
at looking for traps, and then I will back away.
Yes, so I'm going to check for traps.
I stand
was
on top
just-
of 44 so I can actually see to help check for traps.
Yeah, go for a check for traps, Velvet.
Perception?
Yep.
Where did my character sheet go? It closed. I love it
Pop
when
my
that happens.
character sheet out of the game. It's its own screen.
Yeah, I have that. Okay. If I did that last time I did that, it glitchy. So, thieves' tools or no? Yes,
This is
perception.
just perception
That's right.
because we're looking for traps at advantage because I'm helping.
I'm so sorry. This sucks.
The only thing that you notice, Valfine, that is evident to you quite quickly, but it probably wasn't to Wifflespark just because of his height, but as you step in, you see that there is an ornate, beautiful lock. Gorgeous. Probably one of the prettiest locks you've ever seen as far as metalwork goes on the front face of this chest. It has the face of the demon, of that classic tomb face over it. And in the mouth, it's not a dark gaping maw, but instead what looks to be an actual key lock.
Oh, saying I was helping, so you have another roll for that perception. Just in
Oh,
case.
right. Well, is that possible?
Go for it. Make another roll. That's fine.
Cool.
Because it was the two of us looking was
Ah.
the idea.
That's the roll I wanted.
As ornate as that lock is, there's no way it isn't trapped.
of course.
Hey, I'm sure everyone is very surprised that this ornate chest is definitely trapped.
I wonder if it would have anything to do with this room being filled with water.
Do you want me to try and pick it? How much time do we have left on your spell?
About 5 minutes. 4 minutes.
It's 4, yeah, for sure.
So we could do a try to
Speed-
disable
speed run?
whatever track. And
Well,
then
there's no water in the room, so I imagine the trap being that it falls into the water and there's some sort of reaction.
I'll make it clear at this point that Alexandria is pushing the water out of the way, and the water is a much more gentle flow here. I just want to make it necessary that you know there is no immediate danger, Alexandria, if you were to let go of your water spell in this spot.
Oh,
The
We
water's
found
not
out-
the water's not rushing right now. It's not intense.
I like it here. If I ever
it gets
become
more
too fair-
intense as we get to the other side because that's where the other waterfall is, the down waterfall.
Yeah.
Here it just the flow seems a lot better.
yeah, if I ever become too terrified to like continue on, this is where I'll retire.
Oh, okay. Are we? Do you want
So
me
I
to
think
pick it or
everyone
not?
should back up, except for one
Make
person.
sure-
We can roll dice to see who that one person is if you want.
There needs to be at least one witness.
Oh my god.
I mean,
I'm just saying, it can be Delphine or me that tries to stop this.
I'm out of the room.
And
Okay.
if
Are you keeping your water spell up? Well, yeah, you're keeping that up full
Yeah.
time.
Okay,
might as
so
well
I'm
use it.
gonna right here. I'm going to cast my mage hand.
okay, then I am going to back up next to Alexandria,
You give your mage hand your thieves' tools.
and
Yes.
Brolin should also
Go.
back up.
Let's
Dangle,
see what
dangle.
happens.
I'm going
Okay.
to carry the luck pickup. And wait, where did everybody? Okay,
Good luck.
thanks.
We're right here.
I'll carry the thieves' tools 15 feet.
Okay.
I
Yep.
will attempt to pick this lock.
Go for it. Give me a check with your thieves' tools.
I hope it's
Right.
not instant death rock.
I really don't want my soul sucked into it, but
There's not much of your soul left in that hand.
wow.
You
Have you
Appreciate
seen that hand?
as gently as possible, you try your very best to turn it as just as effective as you possibly can be with it. You know that your hand, even as a spectral form put in front of you, is as gentle and as skilled as your own. You mimic the movements, and this is such a complex lock. It'll take more. It will take more.
I guess we'll continue.
Yeah, you want to make another check to continue. I would say that each of these checks is taking a full minute of time, so that one
Okay, so
probably
I've only got
down
about
to
2 or 3 of these before we lose control water.
Yep,
Okay.
before your feet get wet.
This is going to take a few minutes. I hope we have time.
I think in the
Uh.
last minute we should just have Brolin break the try and break the chain and then carry the chest to somewhere else.
So we can try it again.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, something tells me bad things would happen if we tried to move the chest, but who knows?
You want to continue, Velphine? Okay. You keep moving at it. Now your hand's getting a little more nervous. The knowing that Alexandria's spell is soon going to give way. You know that's not definitely dangerous, but the time is sort of against you here, and you mess up a key instrument into doing this part, or key part rather. Doesn't
Right.
fulfill. Another
Time
minute
for
passes.
one more.
I think we
Alexandria,
have 2 minutes left.
I want to give us ample time to move through the water that will be rushing.
Well,
It's not rushing
It's
anywhere
not
near.
rushing, yeah.
this is pretty slow,
This is slow
Right.
water.
and I'm 15 feet away from the steps where I'm
This
at.
is what my character's built for. I'm gonna try again.
And I can cast this again. We're not limited to once per day.
I don't want to burn all your spell slots, but okay.
They're only 4th level.
Only.
I actually do not have any offensive 4th level spells.
Nothing.
Oh, wait, no.
It's the same situation, and it's frustrating, Velphine. I'd actually like you to make a make a and this isn't magical or anything. This is just like an effective. No, don't even make a roll. Don't even make a roll. Never mind. Take that back. It's infuriating. You can't. This is such a complex lock, and nothing. You haven't not been able to. This is new. You've not been stopped like this before.
Never before have you failed this hard.
You're
I
you can feel that you're close. You get the you can feel the bearings click down, and you just can't get that last one or two.
I'm gonna try again without saying anything. Just gonna push through. That's something she would do it.
All right.
This would be extremely.
Valfine.
Pride in your work. Pride.
I
In
believe
God
in you.
damn it!
Okay.
you have pride, but
So you dig in there. You want that Vic. You can feel it. You can taste it. You know that you can defeat this lock. You go in and you snap the last chamber in the lock. You hear it click, and you're like, yes. The minute that happens, you see, even from the distance here, in the hand of your mage hand, in the grasp of your mage hand, the tool that you gave it dissipates in a blue light. And you look down at your side, and you see the same blue light cast across your entire Thieves' Tool set. It dissipates. And you look over to your friends, and you all see Valfine disappear. And that is where we are going to leave the episode.
no! Oh no!
Usually, Mage Hand protects you from those sort of things.
Usually.
Not Alexandria's waifu.
There will be blood.
Was it in
And-
the blue mist that she disappeared?
That was her tools. She just popped out of existence.
Oh,
All right. We will end our session there, friends. Perfect. Thank
At that
you.
moment, Rut War rounds the corner. Hey,
I
what's
mean,
going on?
if you can come back in October, yeah.
What you're telling me in this moment is that Valfine finally got to level 8 and got the cool Thieves passive, and now
well, it's the 8 bow curse. You're level 8.
oh,
Oh
it's always destined to happen.
Oh my
This
god.
this was my limit.
This was it. This was it. This is as far as
I
it
have
goes.
reached. I have reached the
somewhere, we have to
opposite of
find you.
Nirvana.
The pinnacle was reached. Oh my
You-
god.
So what you're telling me is, if like hotels, we just skipped level 8, and you just held on to the experience and never long rested until you were level
Until
9,
9, yeah. Oh my god.
you would have been safe.
It was within me the whole time.
It was within you. All right. Thank you guys for joining me this evening. I super appreciate it for the Dungeons and the Dragons. Thank you for any who stopped by to watch us on the YouTubes as we make our way through the Tomb of Annihilation. All right. That is everything, friends. We will see you in October. Take care. Bye.
Bye.